Hi, pals. All right, we are here with Melissa.
Hi.
Cameron.
Hi.
And Jody and Lora. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to be... Wave.
Princess Wave.
Princess Wave, yeah.
Just the princess.
We are going to be doing like a once a month live to talk about Shop Disney, Disney pin releases, whatever, any of that kind of stuff. We'll wait. You want to wait and see if we get some people on?
Yeah. I see we have 3 people on the chat. I can't see any names yet, but I see we have 3 people there. So hello, people.
Hello, people.
Hello, people. I can't see their names either.
Oh, we have McDorks. McDorks Pop is there.
Hi, guys.
What volume?
All right. Now I see you guys.
There we go.
Christian.
Okay. So we got
now I see everyone. Yeah.
We got Bibbidi Bruner, It's Always Sunny, and MC Dorks Pop. So how are you guys doing tonight?
Thanks for joining.
I'm Mary. I think I know most of you guys. I have a channel with my sister, Tony. Unfortunately, she's not here tonight, but great news. Her oldest son, Paul, came home today from his boot camp in the Navy. So that's where she's at. But she will be joining us hopefully next month. We do want to do this, I guess, once a month to kind of talk about Shop Disney releases, Disney stuff, Disney pins, that kind of thing.
Parks.
All that kind of stuff. So
diseases. Yeah.
Ozark.
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about diseases or viruses of any kind.
This is happy time.
This is happy Disney time. So our channel is basically just a lot of Disney content. And we also do some essential oils every now and then. But mostly, just talking about all the things we love about Disney. Like I said, we're doing this once a month. I'm hosting it this month. And then Melissa will be hosting next month.
Hey, guys.
And there you go.
Hi. Yeah, it's so exciting that, to kick it off tonight, just so we can do a monthly pin chat, every third Saturday when the Minnie Mouse main attraction gets released, so that we can all talk about, our experiences online and just any other pin releases that are coming up. And like Mary said, it's going to be a rotating show or live. So we're kicking it off tonight here, and next month it'll be on my channel. And then in July, it's going to be on Cameron's channel over at DaytrippingDisney.
Very cool.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm super excited. I love talking pins. I'm super excited for all are coming out, especially obviously not being able to the park. So we're going to just be chatting about all of our experiences, seeing what everyone else is up to over on Shop Disney, and just general park information. So it'll be really fun. Join us.
And we are super local to those parks.
We're like 30 miles away and can't get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
We're super close to the parks, and Laura's been an avid pin collector for a long time, and I think she's getting that itch again. That's what she's telling me.
Yeah, those Minnie Mouse, whatever they're called, Melissa, help me out here.
The ones that
Main
came out today.
attraction.
Main attraction.
When I saw them, because I love the Tiki Birds, I was like, oh my gosh, and didn't get
Oh.
them. That was sad.
It's always secondary market, I guess. But we will talk about that. We'll talk about
secondary market.
a lot of things Disney, our experiences in the new way that Disney is going to be operating. The fact that we're looking forward to getting back in the parks and things like that is pretty exciting.
Getting back to eating in the restaurants.
I really want Art Smith's right now. I mean, if I can eat Art Smith's.
No, I want Sanaa.
All right. I'll take the
Sanaa.
bread service at Sanaa. But if I could go to Art Smith's right now, knock on his door and tell him, give me some chicken now.
With a mask on.
Yeah.
No, that chicken is really good.
I've never been to
It
Art
is
really
Smith's.
good.
Oh, it's so
Um,
good.
Okay,
I've never been there either.
so did anybody try for pins today? That's the first thing we want to talk about. So I did. Melissa
I
did.
did.
Jody did. Cameron, you didn't try today?
Not today, no.
Okay. So Melissa, you
Not
want to talk about your
today.
experience a little bit?
Yeah, it's funny because you and I, Mary, we were talking earlier today, right before it hit 10 o'clock on the dot. We were talking about how the queue had already started early. And it's funny because Mary was like, oh, the queue started at 3 a.m. And at first I thought, because 3 a.m. sounded so like crazy, I thought Mary was talking about the stream. And but no, so I guess right. And she was like, no, stop Disney. So these queues started like, I guess, 3 a.m. is super early. And so we got into the queue, like around 9:45 maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I was put in probably around 9:45.
Yeah. So then once you wait to get in, then you're just, it hits 10 o'clock and it's like, all right, it's on, so you're searching for these items and it's like, okay, what do I look for? Do I look for pins? Do I look for new? Do I go for the collection? Do I search for Tiki Room? So I don't even know how to start looking, and then nothing was coming up. And then eventually I found it. When I click on it, it says, there's no link, or it's like broken or something. And then you see, what's his name? Wreck-It Ralph. He's the one that pops out when you can't find the link.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, what on earth is going on? So we got here super early. And then, eventually I had the pins in my bag and I had the ears in my bag because I wanted the pins and the ears. And the ears sold out. And the pins were just, in my bag, but I couldn't check out. Every time I would hit check out, it just wouldn't work. So it would just kind of freeze there. So I enlisted the husband to help as well. Yeah,
Smart move.
So he's on his phone hitting checkout too, as I am hitting checkout on my phone too. It's almost like a little video game or something to see who wins. And I couldn't get anything, but luckily he was able to check out and his order went through. I know for my pins, he got in my pins, but it's crazy because he got in after Mary and I did on the queue, and he was able to get it. And because how did you do, Mary? At the end, what happened with your stuff?
Yeah, so I basically kind of the same thing. I've got ears and pins in my cart, and I'm like, check out, nothing, check out, nothing, check out. I mean, like over and over and over and over again. And my husband also is trying to do it on his phone. Of course, I'm at work while I'm doing all this. So I'm seriously, I spent way too long doing this away from my job. And Michael is trying to do it as well. And same thing, check out nothing, check out nothing, check out nothing. And then all of a sudden it kicks me out back into the virtual waiting room.
Wow.
And I was just like, no. And I got charged twice and got nothing.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's crazy.
And he got charged and got nothing. So we got nothing. And it's just like, they have to do better. I mean, there has to be a way that they can do this better.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
How about you guys, Jody?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's interesting because my former job before I do what I do now, I was in IT, right? So when all this stuff starts happening and systems are really pushed to the brink, because that seems to be what's happened now. So Shop Disney is probably, can handle some degree of capacity, but it's being hit so hard because so many people are trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
When I even first saw the pins, I saw them on Instagram. I saw them on Melissa's post, and I'm like, oh my God, because it's not very often for myself that I see a pin set or something like that I think is super cute or something like that, except for like the Tiny Kingdoms. But I knew she would love these things. So I showed them to her and she's like, oh my God, they're the cutest things. Cause it's that, it's got that Polynesian style.
Yeah,
we love that.
They're really cute.
And of course, so I go in and it wasn't really late and it was just done. It was not even, I couldn't even get in a queue. It was done.
And you know what?
It was early this morning too.
You got points for saying, honey, I was going to get these for you.
Yeah.
So,
I've been, like, to your point though, like I've been seeing in my own company, them have to take emergency measures to scale their systems up to handle all the traffic because everybody's
I
working
can't
remotely.
imagine how much they get either.
So Disney's got to kind of get on the ball a little bit with that too, and kind of shore up that infrastructure because they're getting
It
hammered.
reminds me of like concert tickets.
Yeah.
You know, when you try to get a concert ticket within like 5 seconds, like everything's already sold
gone.
out.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
But you can get it on StubHub before it's even really for
For
sale.
like $1,000 a ticket.
Well, so Cameron, I know you didn't do it today, but you have done this on Shop Disney for another release, right?
Yeah, for a couple of ones.
Yeah,
The most
how's
recent
your
one,
experience?
May the 4th. Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted those dang mugs, the Star Wars mugs, right? About 5 hours. It took me about 5 hours. I just kept refreshing.
Oh my.
I kept thinking my card was wrong. So I kept like, okay, so I was like, I'm gonna pay with PayPal. I'm gonna put in different, like all these different, my debit card, my credit card, and like nothing was working. After about 4 hours, I gave up. And then I happened to come back in later because I saw people on Instagram saying, try now for the key, try now for the key, and the key. And I did at like 3:30, I want to say. And I was able to get it and put in my cart and buy it, no problem. It was so bizarre.
Wow.
And then later, even after the cups already on eBay for like $400, they put a backup inventory up so you can order them. I just won't get them until July, but I am totally okay with that because I'm not paying $400 for a coffee mug.
Right. Yeah. So
Make it with Droid for that.
Yeah, really.
Make It Blue, a Disney Adventure says the cast member in me is thinking about online sellers. And I really wish as a guest and a cast member, they could address this issue.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Like
my
Cameron
gosh,
just said, those mugs were up for $400 the day of.
Yeah. Can you wait, hold on. Can you imagine that person who bid though for $400 before they put up the backup inventory?
Oh my god.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're probably so mad right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Yeah, I think it's a real problem. But the thing is that I know.
Hey, I want to see. Hi, Cargo's up there.
Oh, hi, Cargo.
Hey, Cargo.
And Coffee. And who else is up there?
What? Working on something for Mary.
What I was going to say is that the company I work for is a very, very large company, hundreds of thousands of employees worldwide, and we were able to get our infrastructure updated and fast enough within a week.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can't imagine that Disney doesn't have that kind of buying power. They're a very valuable company, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. Hopefully they'll address it, or maybe they're just figuring.
I don't know what they could possibly do to fix
you got?
that.
Yeah. So this right here, I think I had shown Mary a screenshot later. So this is what some people are using. So this company posted this on Twitter. This is a screenshot that someone sent me. And I mean, really, like this company was just basically bragging that basically, they were able to flood Disney's like system. You see that they destroyed Disney this morning. So, people are using these type of like systems to basically cheat the system. So these people are getting the items before they even go live. So this is actually one of the problems. This is why, May the 4th was a fiasco. This is what happened with the Nurses Day.
Nurses Day, yeah.
Yeah, this was posted May 12th, and when was Nurses Day?
That was the Nurses Day release.
There you go.
I think it was Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday.
So and that's absolutely ridiculous. And then they turn around and put those pins on eBay for $1,000.
It's so that someone actually bought it for $1,000. Like that is crazy.
Yeah, so that's part of the problem. People buying these pins at those prices is part of the problem.
Oh yeah,
completely agree.
Oh yeah, if there's no buyer, there's no market for the seller.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real.
I want to know who is buying $1,000 pin.
Let me see if I can look it up. It said sold for $1,000, which is, it's so sad because there's a lot of people that really wanted this Nurses Day pin. A lot of nurses that, just wanted that one pin, and it's really a pin for them, and it's so sad that someone actually paid that much money just because that's what they wanted, and it's also so sad that someone went ahead and was just like, yeah, sure, this $18 pin, I'm going to sell it to you for $1,000. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do that.
So I just pulled it up, and it's like $130, 108, 150, 121, like all these $220, $1,379 sold on 5/13.
There
Sold.
better
And
be
it's
free
sold.
shipping on
Sold.
that.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are all sold pins. All sold pins.
Uh-huh.
Oh
That's
yeah.
Yeah, there should be
insane.
some free shipping on that item. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Free shipping.
Overnight, next day
Yeah.
air.
Oh, did you ever love those ads, like the ones that are out there? They're like, yeah, we'll sell this to you for $12 with $56 shipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Good deal
I
for
love
you.
You guys, Shelby from Bibbidi Bruner says, what about the pins that get shipped by Disney? How some are just thrown into a box?
Oh
I've
well,
seen the pictures.
that's
Oh
another
my
story.
gosh.
Yeah. So what about Shop Disney shipping? What are you guys seeing?
It's hit or miss. Like
Yeah,
the
very.
Star Wars pins, I got the Yoda pin and the Stormtrooper May the 4th be with you. So they came from different warehouses, so they came separately. The one came in a bubble mailer, the other one came in a bag.
Oh, you were telling me that. Yeah.
So it's like, really? Why would you think that you're gonna send one bubble mailer because it's a pin and the other one just in a bag with no cushion? And then there's other times where you get this gigantic box for this tiny pin.
With
I know.
one little pin in it and like one piece of tissue and one, like sometimes nothing, but like I've got one with just like one of those air bubble things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just like one little pin inside and then just the little pamphlets. And I'm like, how is this okay? But then like we got today and Daniel told me that it came in one of those bubble mailers wrapped up in tissue. And I'm like, why can't they do that for pins? I don't understand.
Makes total sense. What's really funny is, you know who they should consult? They should consult you guys. And
Right.
Laura, they should consult you guys. You guys know how to package stuff. Hey, how
Oh,
about a little Mickey head and a kissy print or something? I mean, honestly, right?
It's true. And then I use a lot of tape when
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wrap
so
it.
they should really and truly look at pin traders and how they package things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I mean,
It's true.
I've received one pin, my Earth Day pin, in a box this big. It wasn't wrapped or anything. It was thrown in the box with like 3 of those bubble pillows just laying in there. And then my last month's Minnie's Main Attraction came in just an envelope, no bubble wrap, no plastic sleeve, just stuck in an envelope.
Oh
You
my
know
gosh.
what's
it's
interesting?
Wow.
The kind of problem we're talking about. I used to be friends with a guy who was a logistics expert, and when what's the name of those bracelets?
Alex and Ani.
Alex and Ani.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When they blew up, right? They had distribution problems. They had more items sold than they were able to produce and ship out.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
So, you know, Disney, as good as Disney is at what Disney does, maybe Disney needs the help of a logistics company. Maybe they should partner with Amazon, figure out how to get their stuff around.
Well,
fast.
hopefully the
And the
parks
same
will
way.
open. And that, you know what I actually miss? Standing in line in Epcot
With sweat behind my knees.
for pins, you know, because being so close to the parks, it's like a couple people would say, hey, Laura, can you go get me this and this? And I get in there and stand in line. I actually miss that because at least you knew you had a better chance than trying to get online and all these little things.
And we
happen.
got our 20% discount, Laura.
I know.
Jeez, I missed
Come
20% off.
on. I
get the 10% off with my Disney Rewards Visa, but it's just like the other 10% I am missing.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I missed that.
And I can't pound down a churro at the same time. I mean, not really.
I have
Leah-
yet to have a churro.
So
Walt
Leah
Disney.
What's
says
important in life.
Not a churro person. I'm not a
she
churro
got her
person.
pins in a cardboard envelope with no bubble wrap.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh.
That's
Oh.
unbelievable.
Were they safe? Like, has anyone had a broken pin yet come in from Shop Disney?
You know,
Oh.
the
Oh,
castle
Mary
pins. I heard a lot of the castle pins were broken.
My castle.
Yours, yeah. Mary, yours is like hinged,
It
right?
was
The
my hinge
part? Yeah.
was off. But
And that's a beautiful pin.
yeah, we
That's
adjusted it. So it was
Oh, that's
easy to adjust, but I do know people who have had them completely broken when they came in, and there's nothing that they can do about it because they're already sold out.
And they're limited. Yeah. I mean,
How
that's-
much was that pin, that castle pin? I forget what you guys
30
said.
bucks, I think.
30.
Yeah.
That is
Very,
a,
very
30.
cool.
Oh,
But it's a big pin.
It
It
is.
is. Yeah.
I mean, it's not quite a jumbo size, but it is. I mean, it's a big pin.
It's
when
definitely a
does the next one come out for that set?
and for that price.
I haven't
Yeah,
heard
what's the
anything
next
I haven't
one?
heard.
What's the next one that's
I was
coming
just
out?
like, let me go to Melissa's page and see when the next one's coming out.
Right. She's so on top of it. I
I
love
try
it.
to be.
I
That's how
totally
knew
want those
I knew about
Funkos.
Today's release was from
Oh,
her. It's the only way.
My screen, like this one.
Oh,
The
so
little
here we go.
witches.
Oh,
Oh,
that's okay.
That's
Let's see.
cute.
Show it again.
Let me try to turn down my brightness.
Okay.
But the Funkos with the witch. Oh my
That is super
So
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
They
Miss
are
Dracula.
so cute.
Yeah. I saw them.
That's
today.
so
I don't.
cute.
I want one so bad now.
So
Yeah.
Make me shop more, Melissa. You make me just like, oh, okay,
So-
add this to my little cart.
I'm a bad influence.
You know what,
Yeah.
Melissa? You're like our own personal Ryan from Disney Pins Blog. Like you're
Yes.
you're like
Right,
the
yes.
big guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
so
Disney
Christine
Pin Collection.
from Magic
Another
Wishing
one that's
Star. Oh yeah,
coming
those are
too.
cute. Let's see those.
Yeah, those are cool
I
too.
do love
Yeah.
Like those.
I love Winifred's mouth.
And there's another one. Let me see if I can. Where are they? There's a Haunted Mansion.
Those I
Pop-Tart
love.
coming out, like
I
that
love
one.
those. Yep.
I
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah, I have
And
no
that
idea what this
one.
stuff.
They're so cool.
And those.
I love
I
it.
saw them.
Yeah, because they previewed a lot of the Halloween stuff yesterday. If you go to the Disney Parks blog,
Yep.
Because it's like
Yeah,
Yeah,
halfway.
they have what was it? 6 months to Halloween.
Mhm.
Thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
the halfway to Halloween. Yeah.
Halfway. Yeah. That's pretty exciting.
I got
stuff.
on my I haven't been on Instagram very good because I've just been busy with my mom, but like I got on, I'm like, where are these Halloween posts? People are posting like pumpkin spice lattes. I'm like, what is
Hey,
I know the world's crazy now, but pumpkin spice lattes in May?
let me tell
And
you,
I was
there's
like,
always
oh,
time
makes
for
sense
pumpkin
now.
spice. I'm good with it all year
Yeah,
long.
you love pumpkin
Is there?
spice.
Yeah, I'm good
He
with it.
loves
Yeah.
that.
I
I'm
just
not a
stopped
pumpkin
buying it like
spice
a month
person.
ago.
All right. So
I can
any
handle it in
more-
my coffee, but not much.
Any more pin talk? Any more things we want to touch on here before we move on to something exciting to talk about?
did
Pins are
anyone get
exciting.
pins last week on Thursday? Because there was another pin release on last Thursday. They had the Cinco de Mayo pin. They
Yes.
had the Ariel Cruisers pin. They had a couple Star Wars pin. They had
Yeah.
the unicorn from Inside Out. Did you guys get any of those?
I did. I got the
Mm-mm.
BB-8,
Okay.
and it was literally the easiest Shop Disney experience that I've had all year. But I don't think those pins were as popular as everything else.
I agree. Some of them are still available.
Yeah, I know that the cruiser sold out pretty quickly, but everything else I think is even still on the website.
There's Daniel. Daniel's
Hey,
up on the
Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
screen. Daniel, we miss you, buddy.
Oh, better have.
I saw that.
Rude.
Hey, he did a good job cutting your hair, Cameron. Let's give him props for that.
True. True.
Actually had it fixed today.
Nice. Wow.
I
I'm in
wasn't
a-
going to say
I'm in a-
anything, but I knew.
I'm in a different county where their salons are open up because our stuff still hasn't opened
Yeah,
up yet.
that's
So
true.
I was
So
gonna
my
say,
cousin
he gave you layers
fixed it for
and
me.
everything.
But he did do a good job when he did
he
it.
did.
I
He
saw it
did.
when it was first cut, and he did do a good job.
He did.
He's a
Aw,
trooper. He did a great
good.
job. Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not easy getting, doing all these things. I trimmed the back of Laura's hair once.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
we were standing outside on the
Yeah,
porch.
yeah.
The neighbor came out, and he's back there trimming my hair, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we're just, doing."
Yeah. Yeah, I cut my daughter's hair.
I would never.
What happened in quarantine stays in quarantine, right?
That's right, exactly.
Hey,
So-
those salons are open. That's right. Because yesterday I
So-
got my hair colored, and that's the coolest thing, but a real creepy experience because all the stylists have their masks on, and we have our masks on, and I don't care. I had to get in there. I was like, I don't really care. I will wear a mask. I will be bubble wrap. Just do my hair.
Oh, I went.
Yeah.
So like not the first day that our stuff opened, but like the third day that our stuff was open, I went and got a pedicure.
See?
I'm dying for a
Like,
pedicure.
yes.
Yeah, not me. I'm standing down the bottom of my feet in the bathtub now.
No, that's true. That's a true story.
Yeah, I pulled out the Black & Decker belt sander, and I started going at them. Keep those feet clean.
Oh, that sounds painful.
Yeah.
All right. So, any more pin stuff? I know there's another topic we want to touch on that's a little more exciting than Shop Disney's mess.
No more pins for me. I think we covered all the pin news.
All the pin stuff. All right. So, Disney Springs is opening on May the 20th.
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah, very interesting.
So I know you guys, Jody and Lora, you live down there like really close. I know Cameron, you live a couple hours away.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have plans to go out and shop at Disney Springs?
I can give you my feedback.
Let's hear what you have to say.
Here's what I say. I'm planning on going, but not immediately, because I think I know that they're going to limit the number of people going in there. They're going to try to keep the percentages in line. I'm going to kind of let it shake itself out a little bit.
They should just have annuals go in.
Yeah, they should. They should just have annuals going, I guess. But
Well, there's no passes for Disney Springs.
yeah, there isn't. They used to do passes way back in the day, but not for annuals and stuff when it was still, the nightclubs and stuff. But I kind of see that I'm probably going to wait a little bit. I don't know exactly how long I'm going to wait. I kind of want to see how it goes first.
Right.
So I do know that there's plenty of markings on the ground. I do know that the staff's being prepped. I do know that that there's going to be shields, contactless payment. Only a few things of Disney's are going to be open. That's starting on the 27th. Okay,
Right.
We have a couple of places open, including the World of Disney, and I think there's the burger place is going to be open.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah,
I heard some cafes.
Yeah, so and there's going to be a lot of third-party stores and things like that open. But from the Disney perspective, I think they're smart in waiting a week to kind of see how it goes for the rest of Disney Springs. And so they have to make any adjustments to procedures. I think the biggest issue that I see is compliance, just making sure that the Disney staff does what the Disney staff does well. The cast members are friendly. Security's reminding people to stay compliant, keep their distance, wear their masks. If they can do that, I think we'll get through that. The whole time I'm sitting there as a health and safety officer and sitting back and saying, in the world today, we had 101,000 new infections. The highest number we've ever had in the world was today. Okay. So then I say to myself, so how is, what's changing to make all of this okay? And I think I understand it as of today. I think I thought about it and I think I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, I thought it was a good theory that you had.
Even though infections are still happening, and this is for people out there who may be hesitant to go, there's still going to be infections. The numbers are still going to keep going as the number starts to decline over time, and it will over time. What we're hoping we see is by reintroducing people back into the normal way of doing things, letting things open gradually, getting people accustomed to following certain procedures. If we don't see a spike, then we're doing it right, and the measures that they've implemented are working the way they're supposed to work. Right? It's still right now a grand experiment, but I think the approach that Disney is taking baby steps, is the right approach. As much as it sucks that we won't be able to get into the parks probably until some point in July, I think at the earliest. That would be my best guesstimate based upon the fact that reservations have all been canceled until into July. The baby steps are a really good thing, and they get to see it outside of the context of the park. Now I told Laura last week, hopefully people comply. If I walk into Publix around the corner from the house, there might be 40 people in Publix, 40, 50 people in Publix. And even though there's markings on the ground, people are still, to walk in a certain direction. People are still walking right at me with no mask on their face. They'll come within a foot of me, and some people care, some people don't care. The average attendance of the Magic Kingdom on any given day is 56,000 is the average park attendance. It's not the maximum, but the average park attendance is 56,000. If they do 50%, that's 25,000 people plus cast member and staff that you have to control. So I'm hoping the Disney community, being what the Disney community is, abide by the rules so the rest of us can bring back a little bit of that magic. And I just smacked your ears again.
And it's funny because Danielle and also April from Disney Mom 2 are agreeing with you.
Yeah. I'm good with the approach. It's really, for the whole country, it's really a wait and see to see how reintroducing people into spaces is going to work. I like the approach, and I'm hopeful that, like I said, the Disney people, the Disney fans, doing what they do and being the kind of people that we are, will be respectful and keep everybody safe.
All Disney fans are respectful.
Well, we're hoping.
We're hoping.
So Cameron, what do you think?
I
Are you
I
gonna
definitely
go?
I definitely want to make plans to go. I don't think Daniel would definitely want us bringing our daughter, but
Well,
if
yeah.
we can snag a weekend to go, sometimes I feel like I just want to go to see how it's all handled. You know what I mean? Like the curiosity is totally like taking over at this point because I want to see, I don't know if you guys saw, but the Universal opened, what do you call it? City Walk.
City Walk.
Yeah. So, and it looks very organized. So I kind of want to see how Disney is handling things. I wonder if it's going to be a preview as to how things are going to be handled in the parks. So I want to go out of curiosity, knowing that like World of Disney isn't open yet and stuff like that. I probably won't be doing much shopping there, so just be like a walkthrough just to see. But I just want to kind of see what's going on.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty good. I think that's the way a lot of us, especially those of us that live down here, are going to kind of take it. We're kind of going to want to walk in, check things out, kind of see what's going on. I think as it gets to be summertime, it may be more challenging when it comes to wearing masks.
I seriously have no faith in people. I just don't.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult, but I do think seeing what's gone on in Universal also gives us a little bit of a preview too, as to how things may go. It seemed pretty orderly. I'm hoping we could pull off the same thing.
Yeah. So I know you guys know, but anybody watching doesn't know. I will actually be down there in Orlando to visit with some friends starting May the 26th. So,
oh, that's so cool.
Jody, did you not know that?
Oh no, it's news to me.
He's being a wise guy.
What? So hopefully we'll be down there for just a couple of days, but hopefully I will get to see you guys while I'm down there for those couple of days because, it would be nice to hang out.
Yeah, we're like a big family, and I think it would be really good. I think it gives us a little bit of normal time, in a very abnormal time. I think it would be really good to kind of see people and, stretch out a little bit, maybe get some food that's good,
Yeah, hopefully have lunch.
I'm so tired of DoorDash right now. I can't even tell you. If I see one more Popeyes delivery come to my door.
Ooh, Popeyes.
I like Popeyes though.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm back in my hometown where I grew up, and they added a Popeyes, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to stop there on my way home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chipotle or Popeyes? The healthier option or the non-healthy option. Popeyes wins all the time.
Or some loves Popeyes. Christian loves Popeyes.
He does.
Like he could live off that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love their Cajun rice.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's a whole meal.
Yeah, it's very good.
Well, Melissa,
Right.
you said Chipotle has a whole thing going on. It's like two adults can eat for like $20 or something, right?
Oh,
Was it
what?
Chili's?
A chili.
Chili's,
Yeah.
yeah. Ain't a
Mhm.
bad deal.
I've only used DoorDash one time. I don't know if you guys have it. Do y'all have a lime? Y'all have lime burritos like around you
No.
guys?
No.
Oh,
What is
I don't know if
that?
it's. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. But we ordered it one time at my office. I live out in the middle of nowhere in the country, so we don't have much delivery options out there. But at my office, we ordered lime, and it was so good. Because I don't take Paisley anywhere, so if I can't get it from a drive-through, like I can't get it, so I don't typically go anywhere.
Oh my goodness. By the way, seeing the
And tough.
pictures of Paisley online, her little sprouts getting longer.
I
Oh,
know.
Oh my
Getting
gosh,
so
she's
big.
so cute.
she's so cute.
She's
So-
getting huge.
Melissa,
Oh.
what's your take on Disney Springs?
I wish I lived closer to Disney, but at the same time, I think I'll be a little nervous to go like
Really?
first round. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those, like I would be 50-50. Like I would want to go. And at
Right.
the same time, I would be a little nervous. Like I'd be like, oh, there's so many people here. Like, where have they been? But I think that I definitely want to go as soon as possible. And I did see that Universal opened, City Walk. And I did see on Instagram, one of my friends was posting some little clips and pictures of what it was like over at City Walk. And then, the employees there had like face shields, just like,
Literally, yeah.
and they had these little like guns where they would measure, take people's like, temperatures. They're not like actual guns.
Yeah. I kind of have,
Yeah.
I have a little bit of an issue with the temperature thing.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. And I'll tell you why. Not to derail from the
You are
nice
derailing.
conversation, but
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm going to make two statements about this.
I
Okay.
can say that because he's my husband. No
Yeah.
one else. I can say derail.
So-
He will derail.
Yeah. My train of thought gets derailed all the time. But the temperature thing. Okay. First of all, and this is the first thing is an opinion. Second thing is a fact. Okay.
Wait, can I stop you just a second?
Sure.
Cameron, someone's asking, April's asking how old Paisley is. How old is she?
She'll actually be 2 on June 1st.
She
Okay.
is the
Go
cutest
ahead,
thing. I
continue.
swear.
Continue.
Makes me want to have another
Go
one.
ahead. No, thanks.
Okay. So there you go.
Nope.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Laura.
Thank you, Mary.
On the
No
temperature
more.
things, the temperature thing is, while the temperature gauges may be accurate or inaccurate, doesn't even matter. It's only an indication that something might be wrong with someone. It's not diagnosing them of anything. So unless you're willing to do a fully blown test, they shouldn't test for temperatures. Secondly, unless your state or local government is mandating that temperatures be taken, you're violating the American Disabilities Act in doing it. Nobody's brought that up yet, but the ADA specifically says that you're not allowed to take someone's temperature because it violates their rights, for one, and they have to be administered by a medical professional. And they're not. So
Right.
they are violating the ADA, but nobody's brought that up
And
yet.
also, our daughter goes through that. She works for Whole Foods,
Yeah.
and when she walks in, they do the same thing. They take their temperatures with the little gun. And,
Yeah. Secondly,
but everybody had the same temperature. Remember that?
yeah,
So,
everyone's temperature was 93.
That is so confusing.
Okay.
to me.
I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you guys.
Yeah,
Because,
runs like
I have a guest right now, so I'm just going to add a guest, and it's Daniel.
Hi.
babe, you couldn't have brushed your hair.
I took a shower a minute ago. I don't care.
There you go. It's good to go.
So if you guys don't
Oh,
know,
I haven't seen your face since
Daniel, you want to
Wednesday.
introduce yourself?
I'm the other half of Day Tripping Disney. About all.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's all you got.
It's gotten longer since last time we
Yes.
saw him.
It's nice to
I'm-
see you, sir.
Nice to see
Very
everybody.
nice to see you, Daniel. We missed you.
I'm glad to see Cameron too.
Oh.
Mm.
But, yeah, Jody, back to your point.
She was fanning yourself.
So
Back to your
here's-
temperature stuff. So let me say
here's-
something about that real quick.
Yeah, shoot.
I typically run a high temperature,
Yeah,
like
there's people
on
that
the
do.
norm. So if they go to do this and I've got a 99 something, are they going
Yeah.
to turn me away even though that's my normal temperature?
Yeah, and they may measure you like my daughter. You know, she works in Whole Foods.
Our
and-
daughter.
Our daughter, yeah, she works in Whole Foods, and they check her temperature, and her temperature, everyone's temperature walking in was like 94. I'm like, okay, well, the equipment is clearly not calibrated, but you know, state and local governments, this is where I think, you know, I don't want to say as a country, but there needs to be more mandates. You should do this or you shouldn't do this. It shouldn't be like states can do what they feel like doing. Local governments can feel like
You know what this is like when you go to Kohl's?
Yeah.
Either you get the hanger or you don't get the hanger.
Yeah.
According to who you have as a cashier.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
So it should be very cut and dry. But the truth is that the diagnosis doesn't mean you do or do not have COVID-19 or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they could throw that out, and it's also violating the ADA, which is not a good thing. But the second point that I wanted to make was a lot of the news that's coming out, and we see it, right? Those of us that are in social media see this kind of stuff. You'll see posts coming from Disney Food Blog and from everywhere under the sun. As soon as anything hits the news about Disney, it's immediately up there. I was literally reading an article yesterday that read like this. It said, Disney is reopening on the 20th. They're opening up their City Walk area.
It's like Disney's not City Walk.
I'm like,
it's
wait a minute.
Universal.
Yeah, Disney's opening City Walk. Did you know that? So the level of the news is, sketchy at best. Unless Disney is saying it, it's almost like you could ignore it. It's all speculation. The lead news report was from the Hollywood Reporter the other day. Hollywood Reporter said some union guy said Disney's coming back on the 27th, and he's got staff members going in and all this other stuff. May or may not be true, but until Disney says it, as far as we should be concerned, it's not correct news.
Right.
Some of the reports have been really, really sketchy from down here.
Yeah. There's a lot of fake news out there right now.
No, ton of bad news. When I saw that one article, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought I was drinking. I mean, right now I'm drinking, but I thought I was really drinking when I'm like, wait a minute. They referenced Universal 3 times in the article, mixing it in with sprinkles of Disney and saying Disney's controlling it all. I'm like, who wrote this?
Yeah, that's messed up. But people believe it. That's the scary part.
Yeah, people believe it. And then people get into arguments about whether they should or shouldn't underneath.
Mm-hmm.
There was some guy who was throwing out statistics, and he's like, the world is fine. Everybody should just go to parks, and I don't feel like wearing a mask, and I won't if they try to make me. And I'm like, dude, just stay home. That's
Scary times.
We'll see how this evolves. If everything evolves correctly, we get through this the way we should get through this, and everyone puts on their big boy pants and their big girl skirts, everything will be fine. We just have to get through this.
Yeah.
And people just follow the rules until it's a done deal. We'll get our fun. Is it going to be exactly what it was? Are we going to have 50,000 of your closest friends jammed right in front of the castle watching the nighttime fireworks? Maybe not. Maybe not for now, but at some point. But just not now.
Well,
I'll take it.
While we're talking about the different things that may be happening, have you guys seen any of the footage from Shanghai, and what do you think about that?
Yeah, they're smart.
They're smart. I think they've done a really good job in kind of leading the way. Now, they were closed down 2 months before we were. That's kind of gives you a little bit of a timeline if everything goes well. 2 months from our opening would put us some point in July. If everything continues to go as it's going, I think that they managed it well, keeping the crowd levels, low in the beginning. And just start introducing things casually, make sure everybody's compliant. Once the videos come out, people will know what to expect when they go. There won't be, rampant craziness. I think we will all get it, and we'll have a full understanding a week after they start, honestly.
Right. Melissa?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that, I don't know, this is, I just can't wait for things to kind of go back to normal, really, because just the whole thing about worrying about summer temperature or not. And then I did hear that Disney was gonna be doing some sort of scan thing instead of like actually touching you for your temperature. But like like you said, you could just be just running hot.
Doesn't even mean anything. Yeah.
Well,
And in Florida, you do that a lot.
Yeah, right.
Before you go, you'll be fine.
Well, make it
Daniel,
you said earlier that they'll turn away people with 100.4 or higher.
100.4 is the number, yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
like
making a lot of assumptions. So we're assuming a couple of things: the competency of the person giving the test,
right,
and two, the proper calibration. This is another thing I was involved in part of my career is equipment calibration. These are highly sensitive devices. They're going to be beaten around all day long by a guy scanning thousands of people. Hopefully they'll be cycling in calibrated equipment to assure the number that they're trying to measure, because otherwise, it's all statistics. Numbers are great, but garbage in, garbage out, right?
Yeah,
so bad numbers are bad numbers.
Yeah, so that was going to say, like, does that equipment actually last all day long?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wouldn't they have to swap it out?
Yeah, they'll be cycling them in, and they don't touch you either, by the way, at least the ones Universal uses.
Right.
It's kind of like those. It's the ones that they sell in the sharper image where you hold it over your steak to see how done your steak is.
Oh,
it's the same exact kind of device. So it's a surface temperature monitor. So it doesn't actually touch anything. You're about an inch or two away. But again, it's calibrated equipment, highly calibrated medical equipment. Hopefully they cycle them in and out and are training the staff on how to properly read them. Again, the measurement really means nothing because you have asymptomatic people passing around this disease to people. So about 30% is the number, by the way, of asymptomatic people. So people that show no symptoms. So, hey, guess what? That's where the other controls go into play. The other controls, like, it's funny because part of my business as a health and safety officer is understanding what personal protective equipment is. Everybody in the world now is hearing health and safety and PPE. I'm kind of a little excited about it. Now I don't have to explain so much when I ask what I do.
So you're an essential worker.
No, not really.
But you're
I can work in my underwear, so therefore I'm not essential.
But is everybody on right here, right, that we're looking at essential? Everybody's still working, right?
Yeah.
All of us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
So
I don't work, so I'm essential in the home.
You're a stay-at-home mother, correct?
Yes, she is.
I am. Thank you, Mary.
That's an essential worker.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
Yeah.
So working is a challenge. Staying in contact with people and staff and trying to make big decisions. I make decisions that are going to affect hundreds and hundreds of people in the way that they work. Yeah. So, there's just a lot of thought and consideration and documentation and meetings and all this other stuff, but I get to do it in my underwear, so it's okay.
Yeah, and
there's worse things.
Yeah, but you know what? Thanks so much for explaining the thing about the Surface, reader, because when I was watching the stuff on Instagram, because it's so close to the person, it almost looks like it touches them. So the thing that you explained that it's like no touch. It's just one of those like, I'm not touching you. But
exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
So
that's what they should do. A Nerf gun right in the forehead, and then they should measure it after the fact.
Miss Cat is hilarious. So if I'm sweating and steam is coming off of me, does that mean I'm well done or medium well?
Yeah, I think you'd probably be medium well.
I'd say well done.
Yeah, I don't know.
Florida, depending on what month that she is at Florida,
right?
I'd say well done.
Done's 140 degrees and higher, so I'm thinking we're on the lighter side of that.
Right. Okay, so any more Disney happy stuff?
So happy stuff.
That was happy?
Yeah.
Disney.
Oh,
No. Disney happy stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do we got?
I don't know. What are you excited about?
What are we excited about? Who's excited about something?
She wanted to interject, so tell me.
Interject. What you got, Laura?
I'll
tell you what I'm looking forward to.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Here's what I'm looking forward to. And everybody here can relate to this, okay? I want to head
and if
through.
you don't relate to it, he will make you relate to it.
You will relate. And I will not touch your skin in relating. I will not.
Oh, well, good. Thank you.
So anyway, what I'm looking forward to is walking through under the trains in Main Street, USA, and rounding that corner by the store and seeing that castle again.
Or seeing
Yes.
Casey and eating
Yeah,
a
I
hot
agree.
and I
dog.
want to eat a hot
The
dog, even if it's
New
with
and
bugs.
improved castle.
Woohoo!
Yes, and how about that? You think
Half
of-
new
now-
and improved.
Yeah, now I'll tell you, I lived through the cake castle, so
Oh God, that was awful.
Dude,
Yeah.
You guys
have you
remember the cake castle?
Yes,
Cake
so
and-
we were there.
I'm gonna get a
that
picture for
year.
reference.
Yeah, so have you seen the fantasy pin that somebody's made of this cake castle?
the cake
Yes.
castle.
No.
Yes. Cameron, are you
Somebody
pulling
have a
it up?
picture? You have a
I
picture
have
of
to
it?
look. I gotta look. Oh my
Yeah.
I
god!
don't know.
Or the actual castle.
You got
Melissa
a picture?
should probably have this because she's
Let's
on
see.
top of
There,
everything.
Cameron's got it. Let's see what she's got.
So this is not the pin, but
Yeah,
this
there
is
it
what
is.
the castle looked like.
That's the cake
That
castle.
is so ugly. It was so ugly.
That is so terrible.
It looks like thing
Everyone
one,
liked
thing
it.
two be popping out of that.
That is so terrible. No,
Disgusting.
seriously, we saw a fantasy pin of that castle, and I was like, that is so awful. Like, why would
Oh my
you do
God.
that?
I don't know. Yeah, we thought it went away once. You know what's interesting? Did you ever see anything about how they took that down? They literally removed all the hunks in like a day.
Oh,
I believe it. I
Yeah.
believe it.
So,
Yeah.
what about, while we're talking about the castles, what about the Stitch Castle? Who remembers the Stitch Castle?
No.
I do not remember the Stitch castle.
Really? You don't remember
Google
when
to the
Stitch,
rescue.
when Stitch TP'd the castle and there was toilet paper everywhere?
No.
mm-mm.
You got a
When
picture
was
of that one?
How did I miss that?
There it is.
Oh my God! Look.
That's funny.
So
Wow.
it was
That.
like Stitch's anniversary or something, and they played this whole big story of how Stitch came and TP'd the castle to make a joke, and it was
I
there
have
for
to say
quite
that's
some
cute.
time.
I
When
like
was
that.
that?
Quite
When
some
was that?
time. I don't know when that was.
I'll have to
Cameron,
look
when
it
was
up.
that? Is there a year on that picture?
I'm looking.
We were there for that too.
2004, maybe?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's right over there.
2004, 2005, maybe.
I don't think
I
he
think-
went because Christian was little.
He went when he was 6
It
months old.
may have been Austin's first trip.
Wow, that is really cool.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't like Stitch. Don't everybody hate me right now, but as you know, but that's a
Yeah,
really sweet
November
idea.
2004.
Cute.
I think that's very cool. Yeah, Perfectly Cat says, I was there in April that year and loved it so much. I think that is so cool.
I don't remember that at all.
No, I think that's great. And so
Right.
the pictures that I've seen of the pink shading and the gold of the castle, I like the gold. I have to see just how pink the pink
No, it
is.
shouldn't be pink. Cinderella is blue.
Mm,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
understand.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary.
If it's a pale shade of pink
No,
and
that's
it's not the
Sleeping
whole
Beauty.
castle,
No.
I understand.
Nope.
You know, I don't think Cinderella's castle looks anything like the castle from the movie, though.
No, nothing.
No, it doesn't.
And
Isn't there a real
so-
real castle of that, or is that the?
It's Germany?
Is it in Germany? It's Wushi nice castle. That's what I'm going to call it.
Cinderella is, where is it from?
Do we know
Where's
what that
what from?
castle is based on? Is it German?
France.
I think
Is
it's
it
French.
France?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think she's French.
I think Rapunzel's German, right?
Maybe.
It's maybe.
No,
I don't know.
Snow White. Snow White's German.
Snow White is
Okay.
No,
German.
wait, it's German.
Look
That's
at
the one.
Daniel down there.
I know.
He's like the bottom square in Hollywood Squares.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it's like. It's like Hollywood Squares
like the Brady Bunch, right?
or the Brady Bunch.
Can we all just like look at each other?
I'll be out.
I don't know.
Hi, Mel.
Yeah, high five Daniel. You gotta go that way. You gotta go that way.
The Disney bunch.
Can I have
The
Yeah,
Disney bunch.
I'm flipped around.
high five both?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we gotta all
Oh,
look
wait.
down.
This
You
is
can't see me.
I get so confused because it's like backwards.
I know. Me
Everything-
It is. It's backwards. Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing? So,
Yeah, that's very interesting, though. I'm curious to see how it's going to look. I don't think it'll strike me my first time there, you know. And all construction, by the way, has stopped too during this as well.
didn't they bring them back in though, the construction workers?
Probably at this point they had. I know that they paused it for a while.
Yeah, I knew they stopped
paused
it immediately.
Yeah,
They
because
would-
that's also some of the mandates. I know in the state of New Jersey, for instance, all non-essential construction was paused.
Oh, I know what to talk about.
Tell me.
Talk about it.
Go ahead, girl.
Talk about pop music. No.
Talk about it. Yeah.
Talk about we started a new Facebook page.
That's true.
We lost
it called?
Cameron.
Definitively,
I think it's
no.
enough
What's it
Oh,
called?
okay.
Definitively Disney.
Is that what it's called?
Uh-huh.
I think
Yes.
so, right? Am I right?
Definitely Disney.
Definitely. What did I say?
She said definitively. That's someone else's page. Congratulations. You just got some people away from you. Yeah.
Yeah, we started that.
Definitely,
If anybody
maybe?
wants to hop aboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah, just hit one of us up on Facebook and we'll point you in the right direction. I made a cool avatar that's conveniently 20 pounds lighter than I actually am.
Mine is too. Don't worry.
You look like Michael Simon.
I'm looking for the fatter one. They just wasn't an option, you know?
Kat says Punzi is German. What do you have,
Thank you.
Melissa?
Thank you,
Oh, the
Kat.
group. There you
There
go.
it is.
Yes.
Definitely Disney.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah.
Definitely Disney.
That's started by
Awesome.
by Lizzie,
We have Lizzie in there, which is your partner channel, Melissa, and Park Pioneer,
Park Pioneer,
which
yeah.
is Joe and Andy.
Yeah.
And then I think everybody here is on board.
And you know what the funny thing is? Behind the scenes, when you come up with the idea that you want to start a page like that, because, you know, we all have very interesting different backgrounds and everything like that, but the discussions in Facebook of what to name it was like days worth of effort.
Melissa, you know that. It
Oh my
went
gosh.
on and
What's
on
the name
about
of it?
Yeah.
Aiken.
Yeah.
This one sounds weird. This one sounds like a fetish. This
Yeah.
one sounds.
Literally,
It was just
it just goes on and on and on.
good. So
Yeah.
finally, I was like, today we're going to make a decision.
Yeah.
This is going to be it.
Yeah. So I'm guessing Cargo is talking about Jody here. Mr. Cargo asked what I was laughing at, and I told him nothing, just his Florida twin.
That's me. Unless it's Daniel.
I'm guessing
be
we're talking
Daniel.
about Jody here.
She is from the Great White North, so she could
She
have
is,
a heavily
she is.
bearded hubby.
Mr. Cargo. So her husband is your Florida twin.
Okay.
You are. No. Say that the other way. Cargo's Canadian husband
I'm the
your
Florida
his
twin to Cargo's Canadian
Who's
hubby.
on first? What's on second?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's so funny. Well, we love Cargo. Cargo's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm sure her hubby's just the same.
Yeah.
So at some point,
Well, she had on that wig. She had on, I think it was a green wig or something. She had on Cargo, and she sent me a picture. And then her husband had the wig on too. It was really funny.
yeah, I'm looking forward to actually, once everything, is back to quasi normal, having people come down and getting to meet a lot of these people that we know really well.
Yeah.
It's a different experience when you get to just sit around and hang out and just kind of be yourself, and you're not hitting a like button and all this other stuff. You're just doing what you do and just expressing your love for
Hitting
Disney.
the like button.
That's right.
There should be no thumbs down button, by the way. I'm just saying. That should not
Laura
be
said
permitted.
thumbs down shouldn't exist.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Now, if you want to say a comment negative, then you say it. Don't give it a thumbs down and then walk away.
Don't hide behind your thumbs, people.
Right?
Yeah. Everyone's all hiding behind their thumbs. Right?
I guess we've all
have
met,
people-
except for me and Melissa, right?
What's
Mhm.
that?
Everybody here has met each other except for me and Melissa.
Correct.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh,
Hey, I've met everybody.
Yeah.
So, there
And
you
so
go.
is Cameron and Daniel.
Special.
Have you, Daniel, met everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, you met Melissa.
I have.
I know. I wish we had more time to hang out that one time, Cameron and Daniel, but definitely next time.
There's always next time.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely next time.
And that's the
I'm
whole
so
thing.
excited because we
Thankful
just
for
renewed
we
our
have next time.
passes.
Did you?
Yes.
Yay.
So that was a very interesting experience. I don't know if you wanted to talk about that, Mary, but they
Yeah,
were
go
giving
ahead.
us like
You see Cargo? Cargo says
different
that-
options. So like the first option.
She says she wants to say goodbye. She'll cry.
Go ahead.
Oh, we're reading Cargo's post.
Oh,
Oh, she said she
So,
wants to
like,
meet
the
us,
first
but she doesn't
option-
want to have to say
Um,
the whole goodbye part because she'll cry.
When
Oh.
Laura leaves.
Oh, when Laura leaves.
all right. So
No,
what do they
you
do
will-
for the
you will cry
passes, ma'am?
Joys of happiness when I leave. You're like, thank God. Oh my God, that
So for the
girl.
two different options for passes, the lady on the phone, she gave me the option that basically I could start paying now, and then I would continue paying, and then I would see it like on the back end as credit, but my my renewal date wouldn't change. The second option was I'm not going to get charged until the first day the park opens, and then my pass holder renewal will change to that date. So a lot of people, she said, are choosing that option too. So I went ahead and did that because too, it's a lot less work for Disney on just like on their end. So
Yeah, we do have to do that.
but I was so excited because I was so stressed out about like what's going to happen. Are they going to give us our 15% discount for re-signing? And they all did. So they're really great right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that too. In fact,
Yeah,
I'm
you're a
glad
good
you brought that
reminder
up.
for us.
Yeah, because we hadn't done anything with the pass options yet. So, as annual pass holders and Florida residents, we want to make sure that we don't fall out of favor with Florida, and have to go and renew like a new person and all this other stuff. So we'll do that, as soon as possible. And I'll pick the same option you did too, because I don't know exactly when the park's going to open. So, I don't want to prepay and have them tack it on and do all this other stuff. They should just offer the one option. Just reset your date. I think that makes the most sense.
I know. I didn't really understand why they would give that first option. Like why you would just be paying for not being able to go. But some people do like to prepay, but
not me. Not this guy.
There's no advantage to that though.
Yeah, there's really not.
No advantage at all. Yeah, we'll have to make that call probably tomorrow and try to get ourselves renewed. That's good. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
So,
good
Melissa, are you
Look
a
at all
pass
this
holder?
information.
I am not a pass holder. It's something that the hubby and I have been discussing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but because he is in the military, he gets a pretty decent, discount for that. And I feel like we don't go enough for the pass holder to become a pass holder. I mean, we do go multiple times a year, but hey,
but Logan.
I saw him.
His hair looks longer than the last time.
It is definitely longer.
Looking like Kylo Ren.
Yes.
Quarantine days. And my bangs are way too long.
Sorry for the interruption, Melissa.
Go ahead, Melissa.
No, you're good. I lost track of what I was saying.
So about the pass holders.
Discount. You've been considering getting a discount.
Consider getting it, but the military discounts.
Yeah. So we go like at least twice a year, but at the most we go 3 times a year. But I feel like with the military discount, it's still a better deal than us becoming pass holders at this time. We were thinking we were probably going to move to Florida this summer because being in the military, he's supposed to transfer every 4 years.
Oh my gosh. Where? Like what part of Florida?
It's not happening just yet, but we were we were trying to. So just with the military, he's supposed to move every 4 years, and this one was our time to move, but we're actually going to stay in New Jersey. But maybe in 4 years. We'll end up in Florida.
Oh, okay, yes, because I'm thinking like 5.
There you go. We can maybe try to find some houses around the neighborhood,
Yeah.
We'll just get like a big, just like a cul-de-sac. And we'll all live in the same neighborhood. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Wouldn't that be cool? We can pin trade by knocking on doors.
Yeah. Slinging over fences.
Oh my God.
We'll just set up our little tables in the neighborhood with all of our books and stuff laid out.
You know what? That works for me. That works for me. But yeah, because Nick's supposed to retire in about 4 or 5 years. That's all he has until he retires. So then the plan is to end up in Florida. So when that happens, then we
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Oh my God. I know,
Same.
but I'd be very excited.
Yeah.
Cargo says, Melly, that's exciting.
Thank you. Yes, I'm excited for that to happen. And of course, when that happens, when it becomes official, you guys will be the first ones to know. But yeah, the plan is in about 4 to 5 years we'll end up there. So
that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yes, awesome. More neighbors. I love it.
We talk about getting the annual pass all the time, and we were going to do it this year, but I think we're just trying to wait and see what's going to happen, with the parks before we make that big commitment. And then we're not ever able to use it. I mean, we don't live super far. We only live like 8 hours away, and we already go 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year. So we might as well have them if
There
we're
you
going to travel
I
down
agree.
there that much.
Yeah, I
So,
agree
Would
with
it be
you.
worth for like one person? Like, so my friends from North Carolina, when they come down, the one person in the family has an annual pass so that they can get the discounts like for booking the hotels and stuff like that. And getting the discount like on food or, you know, merchandise or whatever. Do you think it would be worth like for you and Mel specifically for just one person to maybe get a pass?
so for us specifically, it will just be me and Michael. The boys would not get passes.
Right.
And then because we actually go a good bit without them, I know we go without our kids. Sorry.
No,
You know, yeah. But you know that's a big
Yeah.
thing. But they typically only go like once a year, so we would just buy their tickets. But Michael and I think we both need them.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't, I mean, especially if we want to go every other month, it just seems like it'd be a lot to buy one of us a ticket
I
every
agree.
other month.
I think it makes sense.
That's true.
Okay. Cargo wants to know if this is the Cameron doing Year of the Ear this month.
Yes, this is. My first one. My first one.
So what about you, Melissa? You think it's better for just one of you to get it?
I think we would both get it, just because, you know, we're both pass holders, we both have the perks, and I think that's what we would do. So, I mean, because right now with him being in the military, I can also, you know, I get, you know, the perks too. So, but yeah, we would both get it. Just like we just recently became, not the same thing, but we just became the 23 members last year. Yeah,
Exciting.
they had a deal on a Black Friday. I think it was like 50% off for the gold membership for a family. And it was like so cheap. I forget, it was like $60, I think. And it's weird. I know. So maybe they'll do it again this year for Black Friday. But we got like a family membership, so that so instead of me just becoming a D23 member or just him, we just did like a family thing. So yeah, going back to the original question, I think we would both become.
So since you're D23 members, are you guys going to try to go to D23 next year?
That would be wonderful, but I feel like it's a little scary because last year all I saw is like all these crazy crowds, and it just looked like I don't know, like a little claustrophobic in a way, like and just I don't know.
I love that, like sleeping all night, like on the concrete, waiting for like special talks and pin releases and stuff. Like I would be so down for that. My friends are members, and I'm like, can you get me pins?
Back to the years before Paisley.
So how do you compare that to like a pin event? So Melissa, haven't you been to the big pin event?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes, it is crazy, but the stuff that I saw from D23 just looked way crazier. I mean, like you said, I would totally be down for that, even if I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, but I would totally want to go. But the pin trading event, like Fairy Tales, for example, there were a lot of people. There were 1,250 people. The only reason I remember is because they gave you like a welcome pin, which is limited edition of 1,250, which was the amount of people that were there. It is, you know, they have these like long lines where you can go and trade from these like boards that Disney sets up with their own pins. You can get artist proof pins, you know, the AP, the PP, limited edition pins. You get pins from like different parts around the world. So those lines to trade from those boards are so long, and then you just have people like in front of you, behind you, next to you. So it becomes everybody's kind of like on top of each other. So I don't even know if they're going to do the event this year with everything that's going on, because there'll be so many people there in a small place. Yeah. But I mean, it does get crazy, but it's a lot of fun. And I cannot wait to do the big pin training again in Epcot. So I guess it would be kind of comparable, but from what I've seen, D23 is just like its own like crazy experience. But I would check it out.
Melissa, where did they have that?
Do we think that
was it in Epcot?
The one, the big one,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that when the parks open, we're going to be pin trading with cast members?
No.
Good question.
Nope.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think there'll be pin trading for quite some time. Not even on boards.
Yeah, I would agree. I think anything
Yeah,
that's
the
gonna.
boards would be good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but what boards maybe? But even then, you're gonna have somebody with their bare hand put their pin on a board.
Not always. They don't always do that. Sometimes you put your pin on and then you take one off and you tell them what you're doing.
Yeah, so that
Like,
means
yeah,
somebody's
but-
gonna have to follow you, but you're.
But then
touching
somebody
it.
else is going to touch your pin that you just put on. So
Right.
that would be a lot of extra sanitation for
Yeah.
cast
I don't-
members.
I don't think there'll be any contact from guests
Agreed.
to cast members at all.
Including
It's just,
characters. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't. It's like the photo box pictures,
Oh.
with your pass. You're going to be standing next to a character. You're not going to be able to interact with anybody.
Yeah.
And it's just too much of a
I hate those photo box characters.
of a liability for Disney to let everybody in.
Totally agree.
And
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, I think,
because
Daniel's
there's
right 100%.
there's people who are not going to abide by the rules to start with.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to worry about that.
It's like, who's
Yeah, it's
not
true.
going to abide by the rules are all those punks. Yeah, I'm calling them punks running in Animal Kingdom over to Pandora. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Every rope drop, they're hauling it all the way over to. Those are the same kids who aren't going to be wearing masks or
Yep.
whatever they recommend you to do.
Well,
Not
I'll be
just
there
kids,
with
it's
a stick. I'll be there
adults.
with a stick to trip them.
So she mentioned the mask. What do you think about having to wear a mask at Disney? How do you guys feel about it?
I think if being in Florida right now, I think if right now, yeah, you're fine. You get to be July, August. I think it's going to be a challenge. With the right kind. Now, also into the mask thing. Okay, the mask that you're going to have and that you're going to be required to wear is only. It could be as thin as a shirt, and it's only to protect any mucus or anything like that from transferring to and from people. So they're not medical grade masks, so they don't have to be super heavy. They don't have to be the N95 masks. The N95 masks should be available for first responders and people that actually need them. Medical masks for surgeons and surgical staff as well, unless somebody's company requires it. But I think for all of us, you can just have a thin face covering. That'll make it a little easier, but I think the heat's going to be a challenge for people. That in my opinion.
Anybody else?
I think it might be hot. It might be hot, but
might
and
be hot.
Florida, girl.
I was kind of sad to see, whenever I watched the Shanghai opening, you couldn't see all the people's smiles, like those big, joyful moments, were hidden behind the mask. So that kind of made me sad.
A little bit, yeah. We could just draw big smiley faces and look like the Joker or something.
That's a great idea. So
There you go.
for
I'm
me,
smiling under here.
I think it's an opportunity to say I was there when. So I'll wear a mask. I wear a mask every day to work. I'll wear a mask. I'll wear them to match my clothes. I'll wear them to match my ears, whatever. And then, 10 years from now, I can be like, I was at Disney when this happened. And I have mask pictures and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Cake Castle, Stitch, TP, and Quarantine. There you go.
Hey. What about you, Melissa? Would you wear a mask?
I mean, it's something. I mean, in the end, it's supposed to keep us, I guess, safer. I mean, it is going to serve, I guess, a bigger purpose anyway. But being that it's so hot in Florida, I mean, right now in Jersey, I mean, yesterday was warm and today was warm, but all the other days last week it's still been kind of cold. So here with the mask, it's kind of hard for me to breathe sometimes. So I can only imagine in Florida. So I mean, I'm 50-50 on it. I know it serves a bigger purpose, and it's for our well-being, and just so that we're not, maybe a little bit of spit comes out, so it's better it's in there. So I mean, it's a good thing, but I think it's going to be a little difficult once it gets really, really, really hot in Florida to just breathe and just
Yeah.
And I do wonder what the restrictions are going to be because there's no way I could keep my 2-year-old in mask all day.
Yeah,
You
that
know?
would be very difficult.
So I don't.
She's not going to the parks for a long time. So
Yeah, that's understandable too, because we don't know exactly what the effects on little kids are yet. There's a new new issue with that. So
Yes.
I would be the same way if I had a little one. I would be
Yeah.
like, you know what, I'll wait and see.
It-
But,
even
you know,
even though you know that they are cleaning and trying to make everything good, they don't clean everything like they're supposed to.
right,
Like,
it's impossible to create a sterile environment when you're outside. Disney is immaculately clean, and they do a tremendous job. Though I'm sure that there will some of the other changes that we'll see. There will be a reduced number of entrances, exits, contact points. You know, maybe there won't be, as many bathrooms in one spot that are open, or they'll be highly monitored and cleaned constantly,
Right.
even more than they are today. Hand sanitizer stations, places to deposit masks, and all sorts of things are probably going to pop up. But at the same time, we can't, like I said earlier in the chat, it's like, I walk in anywhere, and Laura watched me walk into a Wawa down here, and there was a guy face to face with me, didn't care, and it's like, I can't, I think that's going to be the where I'm hoping that our Disney community will step up a little bit and kind of set the groundwork for how things need to happen in this country.
I think that Disney will probably do the right thing. It's the people that are going into the park.
Well, that's what I'm talking
have
about.
No
The
faith
people
I
that are
just
going
don't.
there.
Because you know what?
Right.
They're all from Jersey. That's
Well,
why. They're from Jersey,
I mean,
and I can say that.
Yeah. I hope they step up, those people that are going.
I mean, I work in a grocery store, and you can't, they won't follow the rules in the grocery store.
No,
Like,
they
Right.
won't.
you know,
Exactly.
you have your one-way directional arrows, and people just literally, it's like you guys,
Yep.
Jody and Laura and Cameron and Daniel, you guys know Publix. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
down there.
Love
So
it. Yeah.
I work
Love
for
Publix.
Publix, and there's arrows on the floor. There's markers on the things. There's stuff everywhere telling you
People
don't go
don't
this
care.
way. And literally people are just like, it's constant. Like,
Yeah,
and when
and
you
have
tell
to
them,
monitor. Isn't it great though? There are people at the end caps where where the arrows are, and they're saying, "Hey, you can't go this way." Oh,
And then-
really?
well, yeah. So like you tell somebody, just so you know, we're one directional shopping, and this aisle goes this way. And a guy just looks at me and he's like, "Yeah, I'll just do what I want."
What do you do?
Wow.
I mean, and I
Yeah.
can't do anything about it because
Right.
Well, so that's actually what I
so
said
that's
earlier.
one of the biggest problems that I think we're
Yeah,
going to see at
compliance.
Disney
Yeah.
is
I agree.
compliance.
I agree.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they have to really
I agree.
enforce it. Like, I know here they're very crazy in Jersey with everything with the quarantine and the mask and the 6 feet, and like they're very hardcore into it. Like, if you try to go anywhere right now without a mask, you're not going anywhere.
Yes,
Like-
we're not.
Wow.
Oh,
No
yeah.
shirt, no shoes, no mask required. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I work one of
Yeah.
the locations I support is in Princeton, in New Jersey. Which is where we lived. In that area for a long time. Our whole lives we lived in New Jersey, so I talk to people up there every day. And you're talking about a highly infected population in New Jersey, and it's a different world. And I think a lot of people from different parts of the country who are protesting and doing things, all these things like that. I'm like, go to New Jersey, go to New York, or go to some highly infected area and check that out. It's a different world. It's like a war zone.
Yeah, like
It really
we're
is.
just really relaxed here.
Yeah, down here too. Yeah, we are too.
I mean, we're just like whatever.
But I get fortunately in my position, I get to see the realities and hear the realities from other parts of the country and other parts of the world, and a lot of it's very much the same.
Wait, do you know when this virus really affected me? Do you want to hear my sad story?
When?
Oh no.
My Elton John got rescheduled. Elton John concert got rescheduled, and it hit home for me.
That's it.
All right,
What?
She's
Yeah,
right,
We were
I'm on.
we were supposed to take Paisley to go see Disney on Ice. Like the princesses,
Yeah.
and it has been canceled.
Oh.
So we were
It got
pretty sad.
rescheduled, not canceled.
Ours will be rescheduled
Oh yeah,
too.
not
We're
canceled, but
hoping.
rescheduled.
Melissa,
They're
have
just
you
trying
had
to hold
something
out so they
canceled?
don't have to give us a refund.
Yeah, same.
But what we all need in life is our own little personal Baymax.
Yes. Melissa, have you had something canceled?
Well, so far, hopefully not my Disney trip
When is it? August?
in
When is
August.
that?
Yeah.
So hopefully that's still good. My hotel reservations are still good. Like the minute they announced the Penny ban, I was in Disney in February and I booked it same day. I was like walking around Disney, being like, all right, I need to book a hotel reservation from this day to that day. So my reservations are still, there. So hopefully I don't need to cancel that. But
I think
my July
Forgot about that.
reservations are still there, but our Disneyland next week did get canceled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Somebody on Instagram, I can't remember who it was, saying that everything had been canceled up until June 6th, I think,
July
at
1st
Disney
now.
World. Is it July 1st?
I think they
July 1st, yeah.
canceled the rest of June, didn't they?
Yeah, June's done,
Yeah, I think they did that like today or something.
Yeah, I think so. Anything, I know people are looking out for July reservations, early July right now, to see if they're going to cancel. If it follows the same path that Shanghai did, it'd be about 2 months after they closed or so, 2 months after reopening, rather. So, people are saying for Florida, we have a 4-phased opening, right? And we're in full phase 1 now. What phase 2 means as far as the parks, from what I saw, the parks would not qualify for phase 2 in the state of Florida because of the number of people. That would be a phase 3 or phase 4. So it depends how fast Florida gets in there. And also here's the thing too, people have to take in consideration. We're thinking about coming down. Disney could even say, hey, we want to reopen, and that's great. The governor could say they'll say, okay, we agree with your plans. That's fantastic. However, they still need the endorsement of the mayor of Orlando before it'll happen. So Orlando has to agree, the governor has to agree, and of course Disney has to agree.
Well, and they have to put forth a plan, like an actual plan. And
I'm sure the plan was already written.
So we saw something where it said they called for their plans.
Yeah, that was Friday. They called for the plans.
Yeah.
So in calling for the plans, I'm sure Disney had the plan to provide, and I'm sure they're laying a lot of the groundwork for the opening of the shopping areas. Probably helped a little bit with that. I know they're consulting everyone possible to try to make sure that everything is done proper, and I'm sure they will put their best foot forward. I don't see, initially I thought maybe things would be shut down until 2021. I don't necessarily see that now. I think they'll see how the next 8 weeks goes, and then they'll make a decision, hopefully by August 1, maybe to allow the parks to open in some scaled back fashion. I think is probably reasonable if things go well. I still would be cautious in going myself, but we'll see.
I'm gonna go.
I don't blame you. I know I can take care of myself, and I, if and that's also the thing too for everyone that's listening. If you're afraid that the guy next to me might get too close, well, make sure you're doing everything that you're supposed to do to protect yourself.
Right.
So make sure you've got a mask. Make sure you're frequently washing your hands. Make sure you keep your distance. Watch out for yourself, and then we maybe don't have to worry as much about the guy behind us that doesn't comply. Let him go on his way, and let the guards take him down. That's what I want to see. I want to see guards taking people down.
Going to Disney jail.
We could put electrodes in the giant 4-fingered hands, right? We could shock people on their necks.
Daniel, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So you said Paisley wouldn't be going for a very long time.
Uh-huh.
Does that mean I don't get to see her in July?
Possibly.
Wow.
She will be there.
She might not, just depending on how this stuff goes.
Well, I'll come see her then.
It's just stuff that you have to worry about because, like Jody said, we do the best stuff possible, but it's the person next to you who's like, what are they doing?
That like Jody said, you have to do everything right, but you also have to hope that everybody else is doing everything right.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be. So
nope.
We know that.
We know that.
That's a fact. But if Disney does the right thing from a compliance perspective, I'm sure they will increase the number of security, by the way, as well.
Absolutely.
For those who do not comply, I'm sure they will be escorting people out of the parks. I'm sure the cast members are going to be on high alert to try to guide this thing. If that happens, and it becomes a nonviolent affair, hopefully, and people are doing what they're supposed to do, then we'll see how it goes. People have to know. Hey, Disney could turn into a marketing opportunity, right? Have an $8 Mickey Mouse face mask at the gate before you walk in. Everyone will eat that up. Give away a free pin with it. I guarantee people will buy it.
But I mean, they're
buy a bottle of hand sanitizer and get something. People will just be like, "Oh, I got my hand sanitizer from Disney."
Exactly.
That's
yeah. Make it an LE.
Limited edition hand sanitizer.
LE pink sanitizer today.
LR though.
Exactly. That's what's going to happen, right? Watch.
Oh my God, that's really funny.
Yeah, but it's true.
Genius.
Yeah. See, Disney, pay attention. We have ideas. We're ideas.
Your idea, man.
All right. Oh my gosh, Melissa, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say Disney's already selling the masks. Like on Shop Disney. I mean, I'm guilty of already buying some because I thought they were cute. I think they ship in like June or July. But I mean, considering it's Disney, I think it's a 4-pack for $20. It's not horrible.
It's a good price.
I remember when you showed me that.
The prices on Etsy have been ridiculous. Like people are charging upwards to like $60 for a mask. Like that's insane.
Oh my goodness.
That's not even Disney prices. That's just Etsy. Like people are totally taking advantage of the situation, which is really sad.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, I've been buying masks for my company, and I think I purchased in the past month about 7,000 or 8,000 masks or so. And we were paying like $1.20 a mask because, again, like I said, its purpose is only just to stop spit from getting out and stuff from getting in.
Mm-hmm.
So Cargo says she has a hand sanitizer holder. What? Like, I'm so curious. Like, is that a Disney holder?
Haunted Mansion one?
I don't know.
Because I know I've seen a lot of
crafty one.
ordered sanitizer holders. And I've been trying to get my hands on some. I'm curious as to what, where she's buying her holders from.
She's probably making one out
She's
of
really making it though, because if anyone has not seen her stuff,
probably so.
So Kat,
for anyone who's on the chat, if you have not seen her stuff, look up Cargo G. I think it's Cargo GEE on Facebook. Or Instagram, check her on Instagram. I think she has a different name on Instagram. She makes some incredible stuff, as does Mary, making incredible stuff.
Kat says, yes, it's from Disney World.
That's cool.
Ooh, I'll have to look into that. I wonder if they're on Disney.
I don't know. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it was $9.99 for the sanitizer holder.
That's not horrible.
No, that's not.
That's not horrible. So if you have reasonably priced masks, reasonably priced stuff, if you can Disneyfy the PPE, great. I'm all for it.
Disneyfy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was looking at Cargo's post $45 shipping, including mask and matching ears. Yeah, I would still be on board.
I already got some.
With the ears and the mask, they match.
Yeah.
How fun!
I ordered some and I told her because they're like really, really cute, like celebration. And I told her I was going to wear them on my birthday in Disney World as my birthday ears and mask.
Yes.
So,
and she said, order some birthday ears.
She says, Instagram, please. If you're
all right.
So yes, Cameron
orders.
Oh, she said she will send me a pic and see if I can show it.
Aww.
Hey, has anyone been doing any trading? Not to change the subject, but like,
let's talk
have y'all
about
been trading?
I traded recently with Christina where I played it in travels, but that's the only pin trade I've done recently. I haven't been on like the Facebook groups to trade with anyone just yet.
Yeah, we're gonna trade with Joe and Andy.
I traded with Joe.
Oh, I forgot that.
Don't forget. I want that little Tiny Kingdom pin.
I've been watching Ozark, so I don't know what's
All right,
going
so,
Me too, Laura.
so this
Yeah.
is what Cargo just sent me.
on. Okay.
That's
There it
the sanitizer.
Oh,
Oh,
my
it's
gosh,
so
that's so
cute.
That is so cool.
Oh, I
Mary,
love
it's
it.
Small World. I love Small World too.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So-
That is so cute.
So cool.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Oh my god.
It's adorable. Yeah, so I traded a pin with Joe from Park Pioneer.
Oh,
And
that's what you
then-
did.
Yeah. And then Austin, my oldest, did his very first online trade
Oh,
yesterday. So he got a bottle cap fantasy Pua pin.
Really?
Oh, that's perfect.
It's an
Yeah.
LE50
okay.
fantasy pin. And we traded away 2 of my lounge gloves for that. But that
Okay.
was fine. It was no big deal. But
Oh, that's
he
very
can't
cool.
he can't actually be in the trading groups because he doesn't have a Facebook page.
Okay.
And most of them won't allow you to join with a new Facebook page.
Right.
Mhm.
So he has to trade through me. But yeah, he made his first trade yesterday. So he was like really
Oh my
excited.
gosh.
about it.
Oh, how that is so exciting.
Wow.
I know it is fun, like reminiscing like your first trade.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing Mel's pin tag, and just like going through like my little pin trading and pin collecting like memories. And it's so fun. Like we only started like back in August, right, babe? And it seems like forever ago that we've been like in the whole pin world, and I love it. It's really fun.
Yay! I am so excited that you guys are doing the pin tag. I just watched Mary's and Tony's videos on the tag.
Yep.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
We didn't do ours yet. Ours we're gonna tape it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
And
So-
it's funny because I don't remember my first pin.
Because it was like
Uh-oh.
2003 or whatever.
2003.
Or
Yeah.
whenever they started. Yeah.
So Kat just sent me this picture, and that's her Haunted Mansion.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
nice.
Oh my goodness,
Cool.
that's nice.
That's incredible.
So we need to get some of these sanitizer
We
holders.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of have an in, don't we?
Gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like seriously.
No, but I'll
Fargo?
tell you what though, the crafters community in this whole thing have been huge, and I'll tell you what. And this is again going back to my business, and this is actually a nice story. There's a team of people in the Czech Republic that took a ground roots approach to make masks for all the employees in our Siemens division. I work for Siemens, but they did a grassroots things to make masks, handmade masks for all these people. So from the Czech Republic, they sent us like 300 masks for our building to give out to our families. And these are all just people crafting in their homes just for the sake of helping one another, period.
Yeah. Well, you guys know Nicole from Irresistible Magic. I think she makes them just to make them to give to people.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. So Melissa Brandon from It's Always Sunny had commented on my pin tag today. So like I just kind of tagged them in my comments and we're just like, you guys should do it. So they may be doing your pin tag. He's talking about it.
Oh, I am so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Thank you, guys.
I am
I'm gonna
too.
tag
So-
Leah.
That's what he says right now.
Oh,
As
It's a
soon as
great
I
pin
get back
tag.
from Tampa, we're gonna film it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really fun.
yeah. I can't wait to film now. I'll film right after this. I'm ready
We
to
have
go.
3 to film tomorrow. We got 2 from the Park Pioneer and then Melissa.
Yeah.
I have a really big pin video to film tomorrow.
Oof. It's like you got to gear yourself up.
Oh,
Pick out those
yes.
pins.
Can't talk about it, but you all know. It's going to be so much fun.
But stay
I
tuned.
know.
Follow all of us.
I know.
Follow all of us.
Yes.
I can't remember. He's gonna whisper to me.
Oh
later.
no, I know.
Follow all of
Yeah.
us because we have a big pin thing coming up towards the end of this month.
It's a big pin.
It's a big
huge.
pin thing.
Oh, I am
It's
so
It's
excited.
huge.
It's,
This pin event is huge.
and
Huge
sometime in
pins.
the making.
Huge. It's the best you've ever seen. Huge pins. Huge.
There's pins
I am
here and here and here and here and here.
Yes. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome, Mary. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Why
I
did
am
I
too.
not remember?
I don't know. Too much wine?
No,
What do you not
I
remember, Laura?
Oh.
No, I only
Right.
started.
Here, I'm gonna whisper
I
to
only
her
started.
live on camera.
Oh.
There you go. Now she knows.
That's awesome.
No,
That's awesome.
I'm excited to see what everybody else got like for
Yeah,
the.
me
See?
too.
Even Daniel remembered.
See?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's gonna be awesome. So if you guys are here watching, just stay tuned.
Yeah, stay
Hopefully,
tuned.
hopefully the first video will be May 20th, and then there'll be a lot to come after that. So
Very cool.
How do I not remember that?
I don't know.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it's funny because
it has
I
been
think
so long.
I edited mine
It's been-
last month.
It's been a while.
I think it's waiting there ready to go. Just ready.
Yeah,
ready
because
to,
when you went to do this thing,
yeah.
we couldn't figure out what date we had done it.
Oh yeah. I
Because
had to go back and see what the date
and
stamp
he's
was on the
getting mad
video.
at me. He's like,
I'm like, when was it?
that?
Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was a good one.
That was a very good one. I like
Yeah.
that.
It's gonna be awesome. But anybody have anything else?
Daniel's gonna pop up now on Cameron's screen. That's what's gonna happen.
It'd be like
They're not even
Do
in the place.
he's gonna pop up as Mickey Rat. He's gonna go da, 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 da.
Rizzo.
Yeah, Mickey
Rizzo
Rat.
from Muppets.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse.
Oh, that's a good. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna go. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what's happening down here in Florida. We actually had some pretty darn nice days. So I'm actually kind of itching to walk around a bit too. I've been sitting too much.
We actually got a lot of pin mail today.
Oh,
and legit mail.
Oh, of course, when I'm out of town, they all come.
Yeah.
Well, it's a nice surprise for when you come back. It's like a welcome back.
Yeah, it's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually got no pin mail today.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like
been
an
a little quiet.
odd day for me.
It's been a little quiet on the pin front. I'm telling you,
That
had I gotten in on that Shop Disney though, I'm gonna find a way. I'm getting those mini pins. One way or another, they're coming home.
This is the first month I haven't gotten them.
I'm sure
that's
Disney just
I'm so sorry.
But hopefully, when I am in Orlando, World of Disney will be open and maybe they'll have them.
Yeah, they should. They're saying the 27th, so we should be open. And if they're controlling
We
people,
should be open.
we should
Oh,
be
are
open
you
for
working
business.
it?
I may as
Yeah.
well.
We're going to have lunch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's not invited.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Well,
watch from a
Michael will be
distance.
there.
I'll watch from 6 feet away.
Oh, Michael's going to be there?
I'll
Yeah.
be there.
Daniel will be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm always around. Yeah, I'll watch from 6 feet away.
I don't know if Cameron and Daniel are coming because it's in the middle of the week.
Oh.
Oh, well, I'll be around.
I don't know if they can make it.
We'll have to see. I'm excited though. I mean, I'm excited to see how it goes.
I'm excited to see people.
Yeah, humans.
Right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
That's not on the screen all the
No,
time.
like people that you want to see.
There you go.
Not like, I mean, I don't get excited to go see people at the grocery store. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I'm sure by now she's sick of seeing me in my underwear every day. It's not a pleasant sight.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
No,
But
because
isn't that,
I'm so curious.
I think my Wi-Fi just
mean, I
quit. I
wake
don't
up
know
in
if
the
it was
morning.
messing with people.
oh, I don't know. I think we're good.
I'm so curious. I want to know what pin set Cargo wants to open now.
Oh.
She said she wasn't into pins, and now she I've
Yeah.
had pins for a while,
Me too.
but never found the
Thank you.
set I needed until just recently. So I'm so curious if I know what set that is.
Let's see if she'll tell us.
Cargo said LOL, Jody. What did you say that was funny?
I don't know. I'm on point right
I haven't opened mystery pins in forever.
Yes, you did. You got some of the
Plants.
Oh,
plants, the pots from.
The power
but those were like that was a long time ago. That was a
they're
long
so
time ago.
cute. They are
I
so
knew.
cute.
Oh my
I knew
gosh, I
before
had those
Daniel
like
did.
forever.
Oh, it's terrible.
No.
Blaze? What's Blaze? Blaze is reopening on the 20th?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I've
so
not
if you
been
haven't-
there.
if you haven't had Blaze Pizza, Blaze Pizza is like it's the Chipotle model for pizza. So you walk up, you can pick what kind of pizza you want, or you can and add toppings. You walk down the line, and they make your pizza in like 60 seconds.
There it is, Cameron.
Yeah.
And
What did she say?
Oh, I think that's said that today on her
Disney couples.
Who did?
Disney couples.
Is that
Yeah, she had some on her tag today.
I have a couple for trade, Cargo. If you want to trade some pins.
Is that the white one that we have?
It was her finished set, wasn't it, Melissa?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember because when she said the bag with the Minnie, with the Mickey and Minnie in the front with the heart, I remember seeing it today on Tony's video.
Yeah, because you said you wanted the Beauty and the Beast.
I know. I had been meaning to trade for that one, and then I don't know, never happened.
Yeah.
There's so many pins out there.
I haven't done mystery pins in so long.
I want to show a pin, but Cameron would get mad at me.
Cameron,
can't show you.
Huh? What?
Which one is it? Show it.
Why?
No.
Oh, you don't want to show it. Don't show it yet. You don't want to show it now.
Yeah, let's show them.
Cargo doesn't have enough pins to trade, but she has money to trade.
I'll show the backer card a little bit.
Oh my God.
Does anybody know what that's from?
I know that's one of the Disney Employee Center pins.
Yep.
Are you opening pin mail?
It's our first.
Melissa, she's like, that's a Disney
So
Employee Center
Melissa,
pin.
I know. What the heck is with that?
Wow.
Live pin mail video.
All right, so that is pin queen right there.
I don't know what kind of pin he has there, but, I recognize the card.
I would never have known that.
I could have actually just showed that too.
Melissa has a skill.
She does.
Right.
I'm really excited about that pin.
Man, he's such a tease.
You're going to do a video though, right?
Yes, she's got to make us do a video.
Well, that's what YouTube is, right? Like making videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be on there.
Teasing. Lots of teasing.
Yep. It's fun though. So
It is fun.
It is really fun.
I waited up for a whole pin sale for 3.5, 4 hours just to get that pin. It was literally the second to last pin sold.
Don't y'all love Instagram live pin sales? Like, we are addicted.
Me too.
I've never done one yet.
What?
Really?
Wow.
Melissa, that today I have to do one.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to do one and buy a pin.
Is what?
You definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do one.
I know, but I have to do it now because of Melissa's question or her topic.
You
Yeah.
put it
Dream
Put it
499.
here. She'll be tomorrow.
Hold on.
What is it?
Dream 499. She's on Sunday nights.
Yeah, I'm going to do that Sunday night. I'm going to go up there. What time is she on?
30 p.m. Eastern time.
Our time.
Florida time.
7 o'clock. Oh no.
6:30 Florida
6:30. Yeah.
Melissa sent it to me. That dream.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out.
I guess that's
I can't watch any more live pin sales.
She has really good prices.
No,
on
I just
stuff.
I lose all my money.
Yeah, you're in pin jail now.
Yeah.
Who's in pin jail?
I'm
Mary.
not in jail.
Is there
Mary's
like a
in pin jail.
Funko jail too?
What?
Is there
there
like
a
a
Funko?
Funko jail?
Is there a
Probably.
Funko jail?
Melissa's like, I don't go there.
You know what? I have some pops, but I have more pins than pops. But I'm sure there's Funko Pop jail.
I'm sure there is because some
there's
some
pops.
of us have a lot of
Yeah,
pops.
There's just
Pops
spending
Anonymous.
jail. Like, stop spending money. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard though, especially now.
Right.
When we're home all the
In
time.
quarantine, it's
Yeah,
tough.
it is tough because I have nothing to think about except spending money that I
And
didn't
eating.
spend elsewhere.
and eating.
And eating, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one point where I was buying so many pins from live sales, mainly Dream 499. I think basically I supported her for like 2 months. Like I got so many pins from her at one point that I was just like, wow, I just get paid to just give her my money, I down. So I bought something from her last month, but
So Cargo says she's in Spirit Jersey jail.
Do you know what else is like that? Park Pioneer. Andy and Joe have so many freaking spirit jerseys.
Andy loves spirit jerseys.
Yeah.
The problem
No, so does Joe.
Yeah, well,
They do.
The problem Andy faces, though, is they're in the UK and they go to Disneyland Paris all the time, and they have like no spirit jerseys for men. So when he came here, he was like, "Whoa!" You know, yeah.
I do not have a spirit jersey yet.
Me either.
I don't either. I do not either.
You see, you have to be like me, be too fat to fit in one, and you can't buy it.
Some of them are fun, but in Florida
go.
you don't need a spirit jersey.
Boom. That's true.
Well,
I got to
and
show
I'm
these
just
guns off.
I don't know. I haven't seen any that just like made me want to spend $65.
I know.
Yet.
They are pricey.
So.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but everybody has their addiction. Just, you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, that's
So spirit
okay.
jersey, yeah.
Versus pins.
Yeah.
Well, and to be perfectly honest, you know,
Pins,
if there is a pin thing that would be into, which the only example I can give is the Tiny Kingdoms. When I started to buy those things, you could have put me in pin jail.
He bought 10 in one
I bought
shot.
like 10 boxes at a time. Yeah.
I think we're with Cameron and Daniel.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. I'm just like, nah, give me 5 more. It's fine.
And it was my birthday. Why did you get all those pins?
Because I was celebrating everything.
It sounds like us whenever we did the Princess and the Frog puzzle, the character connection.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you gotta have every box
Everything.
to make sure. Yeah.
Well, because you want to finish the collection. So,
yeah.
And if you can't finish the collection, you want to have enough pins to trade to get the ones you don't have.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So you have to buy enough boxes to accommodate getting the amount of pins in the collection.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I could trade off, like, I think the one that kept hitting for me was in the first set of Tiny Kingdoms was the orange bird. I probably got like 6 orange birds. I sent one to Ryan from Disney Pins blog because he could not get orange bird.
No.
So
we were talking. I sent it to him. Like, look, man, I got like 5 of them here. Here you go.
Here, just have it. Brandon from It's Always Sunny says he has a Lion King spirit jersey, but him and Heidi are now obsessed with Wishables, which I see a lot of people obsessed with Wishables.
Oh, did y'all see the new ones, the Country Bears?
Yeah, the
Dude,
Country
they're
Bears.
sold out.
I didn't get them.
Laura and I were trying to get this.
They're sold out because
my wish cart, my cart for me and Mary, because I was like, Country
Right.
Bears. I haven't heard anything yet, so.
Yeah, that's a cute wishable.
That is really cute.
It's
They're
adorable.
Who's
really
that guy? Big Al? I like Big Al.
No, but he's the extra. Like, he's the whatever they call them.
He's the completer.
The completer. See, I love Big Al. You know, he's my favorite. So, yeah, I would like to get him.
I love the Country Bears. That's where our son lost his mind and cried in the Country Bears.
Yeah.
Cameron thought I was crazy whenever I said that I wanted to do the hidden Mickey collection of the Country Bears.
Oh,
and those were actually very hard to find.
Yeah.
It's a very popular thing.
But we have them all.
Oh, look at you.
I think it's popular because I think people think it's going to go away at some point.
That's a rumor. That's been around for a while.
You know what makes me think that is that now when you go in there and you watch them, sometimes the eyes don't blink.
It's true.
It is. It is also a very somewhat inappropriate show. Taking a kid into it. It's just from a different era when stuff like that wasn't.
Yeah.
Somewhat
okay. Now we're all time.
That's true, but it is true. It is from a different time. You know, I mean, Disney is tattered with history on things they did at different times that may be now considered inappropriate.
Like the Pirates side.
Well,
Pirates also, but also
Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain, yeah.
Song of the South. That short.
Song of the South.
Yeah, we'll never see the light of day. According to Bob Iger. Yeah.
Yep.
And they actually repurposed a lot of the characters in Splash Mountain from that series, that little short, like the buzzards and the bluebird and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're right. It's
stuff.
very, very repurposed. But if anyone were to see that, it is from again different time. You know,
it is definitely.
Oh yeah, and like the whole thing with pirates, where now the redhead is no longer, we want the redhead. She's a pirate herself, and that one scene. I don't know if you guys remember. It used to be no, and it's not politically correct, but it used to be the men chasing the women, and then they changed it around, so now it's the women chasing the men with the
broom.
Yeah,
yeah. Don't they have like rolling pins and stuff, right?
Yep, brooms and
oh, that's what
absolutely.
it was. Yeah,
and I mean.
I know.
That's so accurate.
That's the best. Oh my god, it's so funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's true. But I mean, the reality is though, is that with Disney and closings and changing things like that, that may have some historical significance for Disney people and people that haven't seen this kind of stuff.
Especially like me, I've been going since I was 2, and a lot of stuff I hate seeing changes because
there's
it means something for my family. My parents, when I was little, my sister, my grandma, we loved it, and then they changed things. And why take down the great movie ride when there are other things that could have just been destroyed?
See, there you go.
Well,
that was
and
quite
so
a controversial closing.
Yes, definitely. I think everything is controversial when it first closes. I'm always excited for change and new things, but when they take down things that I have some connection to, it makes me sad initially.
I'll give you a good example, Mary. When I was little, they had the tiki birds as they have it today, right? And I loved it. And then they reinvented it
with Iago.
And they had, remember Iago and
awful.
Zazu.
And they had a scary woman come out.
And I
was
remember
awful.
one of my kids freaked out because she was big and she was scary, and I don't really need that. So they went back, if you recall, to the original. Because they realized that was not as good as the original. Sometimes you just can't touch it. Just leave it alone.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's things like
so true.
It's things like, I mean, and again, don't get me wrong. I think the Winnie the Pooh ride is adorable, but Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was awesome.
True.
It was,
Agreed. Absolutely
so like you take that out and you're like, I mean, it's still in Disneyland, but it still fits in Fantasyland and Magic Kingdom. And like Cargo is saying that she misses Horizons and Body Wars and the Maelstrom.
I have the Horizons pin from that bag set they had with all the little attractions. Oh, that was our honeymoon.
Yeah, we loved all that.
Horizons, and what was the other one?
World of Motion.
World of Motion, all of them. I think there were no lines.
Didn't we get frisky on the World of Motion?
Okay.
I think we did.
PGG.
Theme Park After Dark.
Yeah, Theme Parks After Dark, baby.
I'll just mute you guys.
That's funny.
Maybe more people tune into our channel now that you've done that.
Great.
But it's
that should be a next top 5, Mary. What are the best rides to get handsy in?
Oh my God.
Exactly. Right?
Hey, there you go.
Uh-oh. Did Daniel leave us?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of them. It's not just the ones that put you to sleep. I mean, you could.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Melissa's doing next month. Melissa, that will be the topic.
Oh my God.
Which rides to get handsy in?
Does that mean that we need to push the live to like 11 o'clock?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No, like Cinemax.
No, I mean, we're not for kids. It's okay.
What was it called?
It's adults only type of logo.
We're not for kids. It's all good.
Perfect. Oh my God.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
There's
hilarious.
lots of attractions.
We'll talk about that in Ozark.
And all the best adult libations in Disney World.
Yeah. There you go, doing adult pins.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Like Jessica Rabbit fits in there, Melissa. She's very adult pin.
Okay, so here we go. Let me ask this. How do you get into collecting Jessica Rabbit?
Yeah, that's a good question.
She's such an obscure character.
That's a really good question.
Because of that. So I love Belle. She's my girl. But I like Jessica Rabbit because she's so different. She's fun. She is not your typical Disney princess. She reminds me of like a pinup girl from like the 50s. And she goes, I feel like she goes so well with all the patriotic pins too. And I just think that she's different and fun and it's just, not your typical Disney princess. And I think that's, and also because she's not bad, she's just drawn that way.
Right.
And I just find it so different, and there are so many different Jessica Rabbit pins out there.
Some of those pins are very pretty that you have of her too.
Yeah.
Thank you. And they're all so different. So I just thought it would be like a fun one.
Question.
Yeah, that is a great
So
question.
do you actually like the movie Roger Rabbit? Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I do like
Okay.
the movie, but I feel like I like her character more than the movie, if that makes sense. I
Okay.
like the movie. I've only seen it a handful of times. I would still say Beauty and the Beast is my favorite movie, but as far as the characters, I just love her overall character persona, if that's what you want to call it. But she's just different.
So I found.
recently,
go ahead. Go, Cameron.
No, I just recently watched the prop culture for Roger Rabbit, and it was so insightful. And then I had to go rewatch Roger Rabbit because I probably hadn't seen it since I was probably like 10 or 11ish or whatever. And it is such a good movie, and it's just like it's a really fun movie. And I didn't realize Kathleen Turner voiced Jessica Rabbit, and I love her in like Romancing the Stone. So I'm now like officially. I know. I love it. I'm like officially kind of like somewhat obsessed with Roger Rabbit.
No, it was Michael Douglas back in the day, though. He was something in that movie too, Romancing the Stone.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but let me tell you though, they should do a remake of Roger Rabbit.
Oh God, her
have
voice.
Kathleen Turner revoice it again. She'd be like, "Oh, Roger, oh my God."
She'd sound like
I don't know what happened.
like Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, exactly. Right, yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it would be crazy. But you know what's funny though about Roger Rabbit though? At the time, that's one of those movies. There are certain Disney movies, even animated features, which kind of you don't see around a lot anymore. Like you don't see a lot about Tarzan. You don't see Hunchback. You don't see a lot of those things.
I know our daughter loved
around. You know, our kids grew up on that stuff and loved it. And Roger Rabbit's another one of those movies that people kind of forget about. And at the time, extremely innovative in the way that they make movies and the interaction between an animated character and a person. That didn't happen, beyond, since Dick Van Dyke was doing it,
Remember Space Jam?
Space Jam?
Oh, yeah.
Space Jam,
but,
right?
But to the degree where you had like shadows of the characters on the person and
yeah, right. The Dick Van Dyke, Mary Poppins had a lot of that.
That took it to like a whole new level. It's like the difference between any animatronic and the stuff that's in Pandora. It's like a whole different thing. It's like the next level. And from a technical perspective, when you watch Roger Rabbit, think about that's pretty tough, to pull that off. And they did that at that time, and it's never really been done the same since. Yeah. So I'd watch it just from that perspective alone, just to see, how they made that thing.
Yeah, and it's like the first and last video, like first and last feature film to feature like all the Looney Tunes characters and Disney characters.
Yep.
That was pretty interesting. Like if you haven't watched Prop Culture on Disney Plus, like you guys really need to. It's really fun. I think
I haven't watched that.
Oh,
it's
so
on my
good.
list.
Oh, it's so good.
So
it's called
Cameron,
it's called Pop Culture.
Prop.
Like a movie prop.
So Cameron, real quick, your main collection's Peter Pan. So how did you get into Peter Pan?
I just really enjoy Peter Pan, like the look of Peter Pan, that nostalgic, like Disney vibe. I love the storyline, how it's about never growing up and just like seeking that childhood adventure, which I feel like all Disney lovers just can really relate to. And I have even growing up too, I love the movie Hook. And which I know isn't Disney, but still I really just related to it. And I knew was like my story. I was never really into princesses, nothing against them, but I just was really just more drawn to the adventure kind of side. So,
all right, Jody and Lora, I don't know what your main collections are.
To the classic look of it.
What's your main collection?
No, you're fine.
You keep freezing, Cameron.
I don't know. I love Peter Pan. I'm like Cameron. Like, I love everything about Peter Pan. I love Alice in Wonderland because, like I said, in the world we live, I feel like I'm Alice, and I'll walk out my door going, "Who's smoking what, and what is going on around here?"
Especially in Florida.
No, just in general, in my life, I always feel like I'm the oddball. Like I see things in a different light than other people see things. and I really relate a lot to Alice.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't say, if you notice, like our pins, like behind us when we do our vlogs, that I have a frame for each type, right? Like I have like 7 in one and maybe 10 in another. And do you know why I do that? I'm going to tell you why I do that. I do that because it keeps my pins contained, so I can't have one particular group, but I can have a little Rapunzel, a little mermaid, a little haunted mansion, a little mermaid. That's funny. A little bit of haunted mansion, a little bit of Han Solo, a little bit of a little bit of Indiana Jones, like a little bit of each. So I don't have like one huge collection. So I don't really know if I have. I'm drawn to like It's a Small World. Aesthetically, I think that's a very appealing thing. I don't know. I should have just said I don't know. But okay.
It's all over the place.
There you go.
I'm all over the place. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Daniel, yours is Star Wars, right?
No,
Nightmare Before Christmas.
I
I'm
have
sorry.
more Nightmare Before
Nightmare.
Christmas.
I'm sorry. It's Nightmare. I did know that. So what
But,
made you decide on Nightmare?
We did.
I have just always liked that animation style, like the claymation, and
Yep.
just Tim Burton in general. I think after seeing Beetlejuice, and there's so many like almost elements from like this like the sandworms in Beetlejuice
Yes.
Oh,
are
yeah.
actually in Nightmare Before Christmas.
They are. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And but just that whole thing since it came out in 93, like it was just, I don't know. I've loved it ever since, like when it came out.
Yeah.
I just want to say a side note to Daniel's Nightmare Before Christmas. My favorite thing was when Sally would fall and she would stitch herself back up.
And just
I
like
thought that
explode.
was the coolest thing.
It's interesting though, and I know what you're talking about too, with the stop motion animation. Is fascinating,
It's an
and
interesting
if
movie.
anybody ever gets a chance to watch how things like that are done, it is absolutely fascinating how they make those things.
There's
actually-
a pop culture episode on Nightmare Before Christmas.
And she actually watched it without me.
Wow, I have
So
to
Really
watch
good.
it.
I'm really plugging that
culture.
show. It's so good, I
Pop
swear.
culture.
It is, Laura and I and our middle one had the opportunity years ago, probably about 7 or 8 years ago, in New York to go to the Museum of Modern Art.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
were having a
Ooh.
Tim Burton expo.
Yeah, and you had a certain time
Oh, that's
to go
cool.
in,
Yeah.
and you got to look around, and they had the huge things from like Willy Wonka, from the Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
But they had his hand-drawn artwork from when he was a kid.
Wait, and they had things that Tim Burton did in school, like papers
Yeah,
and
hand
graded
paper,
papers
yeah,
and stuff.
everything.
You would have loved that.
It
It
was
was amazing.
His entire
We took her out
collection.
of school that day, and we took her to New York because I'm like, this is an experience you will never get again.
Yeah. So we got to
It was
see.
amazing.
Yeah, we got to see Tim Burton. Like when I say tons of Tim Burton stuff, it was so much stuff. Not even the movie part of it, just like all the animation. They have the animation characters, stuff. The stories he wrote when he was a kid.
Yeah, it was really
Frank,
cool.
like Frank and Weenie. Some of that stuff was conceived when he was a little kid. So you got to see a lot of that stuff. It was fascinating for people that love Tim Burton. It was fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's interesting. Almost like Quentin Tarantino, how just their styles and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Well, I like the last one Tarantino did, the Hollywood. What was it called?
Yeah, the Hollywood movie.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That
Yes,
was really
yeah.
interesting. I
But
like
it's
that.
there's stylistic marks on the way that some of these guys do their work, and Tim Burton definitely has it. So I'm kind of glad that there's some degree of affiliation with him and Disney over the years.
All right, Daniel, I have a picture for you.
Oh,
there it is. That is cool.
that is very cool.
That is Is that Cat's worm tree?
So how
Cat
big is
just
that
sent me
thing?
that. I think it's just like a small Christmas tree.
Wow,
Yeah.
I love
that's
that.
pretty cool.
It should have been full size. That would have been so cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I love
so-
that kind of stuff too.
Does anybody else have anything they want to talk about before we sign out?
No, I think we're good.
We're good. We'll wait for Cameron and Melissa to come back, and then
We're all in the future compared to you, so
You are in the future, so it's so much later for you guys than it is for me.
Mary, it's past my bedtime, sister.
It is actually past my bedtime here in the past. So,
Oh, yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't have to work tomorrow, so it's okay.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm off on Sundays, so that's
Oh,
why this
good.
is a good night for this.
Yeah, perfect.
This was so exciting, I have to say.
Yes,
It's
so-
seeing everybody.
We're just talking while we're waiting for Melissa to come back. So Cameron and I don't know if Daniel's actually helping, but Cameron and Daniel and I are making fast passes tomorrow morning for our July trip.
That's
So,
cool.
I'm a little nervous about it,
Yeah.
about getting what we want to get. I couldn't
Wow.
hear you, Cameron. You're muted. Hold on.
Oh, sorry. I was just
there
saying
you
I
go.
am
Okay.
too.
I
I'm pretty
know.
nervous. I've never had to do this before, like so far
What
in
are you guys
advance.
going to try to get? Is there anything in particular you're trying to get?
Yeah, we want Runaway.
Run away.
I know I
Yes.
haven't been on
We haven't
that
done it
yet.
yet.
And we want the Safari and Flight of Passage. We really like we don't know if Paisley's going to be there or not, but trying to get things that she can ride with us.
Yeah, Runaway is a good
So
one.
if she is
probably.
there,
Yeah.
so and then of course we'll do some bigger rides like Tower of Terror, and
Oh, I love Tower of Terror. That's
it's
one
my
of
favorite. So
My favorite
you know,
too,
love
yeah.
that.
because we can ride or swap, or we can
Ugh. It's
take
one
turns
of
or
my
whatever.
favorite rides to vomit on.
I can go
That should be a topic too.
Right.
What ride can you
So-
vomit on?
Oh,
That'll be
So-
our week.
yeah.
There's
Or
Melissa.
not.
She's back. I was just seeing if anybody had anything else they want to talk about before we sign off.
Well, I'm excited about our, the pin thing we have coming soon.
Yes.
And then just, more videos coming out. I try to put out videos twice a week. And and tomorrow I'm going to be on Breakfast with Pals over at the Adventures of Gunso. I do that every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And then, of course, next month we're going to do Pin Talk on my channel. So
Cool.
stay tuned.
Awesome.
Yay, I'm
All right.
so
Anybody
excited.
else? So this is Kat's last comment here.
Oh, thank you.
Paisley.
So Jody and Lora, anything to sign off?
No, we're excited to see our big reveal for what we're all collaborating in.
Yeah.
But we will be doing some more
Bob's Big Boy.
Bob's Big Boy adventures.
All right.
Especially when the park opens. If you haven't seen Bob's Big Boy, go out to our site and take a look at Bob's Big Day Out. And there's going to be more
It's like
Bob
a
stuff.
Mr. Bill type thing, but it's like less than 2 minutes long. So it's a nice short
Yeah.
laughter that we need right now.
Yeah. So Bob's going to be taking a trip to a fast food restaurant soon. So
there
stay
you
tuned.
Cameron?
Nice.
No topics that we really want to discuss. Really excited. This has been so much fun. This is our first live, and it has been going so well. And I'm just very appreciative to be invited to do this. And it's going to be really fun the next couple of months.
Yeah, definitely. Can't wait to
All
see
right.
you guys again.
Oh,
I don't even know what just happened.
We're still here.
So
Some
sorry,
Harry Potter
technical
magic.
difficulties. So like we said at the beginning, Melissa, Geeking Out with MellyMel will be hosting next month, and I have the calendar so you know what day that's going to be on. It is going to be June the 20th, which is the same day that the Minnie's main attraction, Peter Pan, will release. Yeah,
Oh, I'm
right.
so excited.
It's going to be
What-
tough. So we'll talk
God.
about how we our experiences with that, if we're trying to get those, whatever else Melissa has on the agenda that she wants to throw out there. If we have a definite date for park opening, if the park is opened, any of those kind of things. So just want to say thank you to everybody that joined us. You guys are great in the
Gary, you
comments.
did great on your first live you hosted.
Thanks.
yes.
So it's
And Daniel. And Cameron.
Daniel, you want to say anything?
It was just nice to see everybody, and I'm glad I actually got to see Cameron for the first time in like 3 days.
That's nice.
Oh, that's so sad. But no, just a little secret that you guys may not know is I went to college for broadcasting. So
Oh.
Wow.
journalism and
Nice.
Aw,
broadcasting.
how
So,
fun.
That.
yeah, I was telling Michael before we started, I was like, this will be like right up my alley, and hopefully I can like kind of do it well. So
They did great.
You did good.
Awesome.
Thanks.
It's really
the
fun.
the technical stuff is really like what gets me.
Yeah.
So,
It'll work
but
itself
anyway,
out.
I guess that's it. So thank you guys all for being here. And I can't wait to do this again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It was great everybody showing up to kind of
Yeah.
support
Thank
us,
you guys
too.
in the comments for being here and supporting us. And hope you come back next month. Like I said, the 20th. So
Come on back real soon, y'all.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.